nerds record things. For certain. Alright.
I wasn't prepared to be recorded today.
I'm so sorry. But it is on. And don't worry, just Pig. Hi, Pig. And, cool. So, we have picked our characters. Dustin is the wizard, Kyle is the wolfman, and Alex is the duck. Perfect. So, before we introduce our characters and start getting into role-playing stuff, I'm going to explain a little bit about Dragonbane. I almost called it Drakar, which is its Swedish name. But, like I was saying, this game runs very similar to your standard D20 with a host of changes. So, instead of rolling high, you want to roll low. A natural 1 is a critical, and a natural 20 is a critical fail. The natural 1 is called a dragon, while the natural 20 is called a demon. But we can just call them crit success, crit fail, whatever we want. Doesn't really matter. So that's the first big change in comparison. I'm basically benchmarking this off 5th edition. So instead of DCs or difficulty classes, instead of numbers you're trying to hit, you are instead trying to roll under your associated skill number. So I don't have any DCs on my side of the board. They technically all exist on your side of the board. You are trying to roll under your number. This game doesn't use bonuses of any kind. No +1s, no +2s, no none of that. You are rolling a base D20. Now there are additional dice that can be added to this roll. We have dice bonuses. For attacks, for instance, you can have a boon or a bane, which is basically like saying advantage or disadvantage, except instead of a second D20, it's a D6. If you have a boon, for whatever reason, through one of your abilities, or if I give you a boon in an action that you're doing, you will roll a D6 and subtract it from your D20 roll, giving you that lower number. If it's a bane, plus D6. That makes sense. And then for damage, y'all will have bonus strength and agility dice that will come into play. So +1s, all those pluses, they're out the window. Save for armor rating, which we'll get into a little bit later. That's the only place you're ever going to see +1, +2, +3 ever again with this game. So there are no bonus actions in this game. On your turn, you will move and take a single action. That's it. Off of your turn, if it's not your turn, you can use the familiar reaction, but instead of that being free to you, that will actually consume your whole turn for the round. So if you choose to take a reaction, that is turn over. So a little bit more tight than 5th edition, a little bit less, a little bit faster, but we'll see how it plays through. And this is a rounding up game instead of rounding down, which we're familiar with 5th edition. Is everybody following me so far?
Roughly.
Yeah.
Any questions with these first 5? Or are we good to keep moving?
Might as well keep moving. I'm sure questions will
that makes
occur
sense.
later on.
Okay. Instead of armor classes, we have armor ratings. When something wants to hit you, if you don't do anything, it hits you. Armor rating is a number that reduces the damage done to you. It is going to be located at the bottom of your sheet under armor. Some of you might not have any numbers there. It means you have no armor rating. It means when something hits you, it just does all that damage right to your face. If you have a number there between your helmet and your armor, that will actually reduce incoming damage every time you're hit. Attacks. Now you might ask, okay, if something always can hit me, how do I make it not hit me? Attacks can be avoided via the dodge or parry reaction, but you have to guess which applies to the attack coming after you. I'll describe the attack, and if you want to try and make it not hit you, you can spend your reaction to choose dodge or parry. And it's kind of a guess for what it is. Most things that are parried are weapon attacks, very physical things. Most things that can be dodged are the opposite, something a little more like an explosion or something a little more not so physical, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of a guessing game with that. Instead of rolling for initiative, moving on to the next part, instead of rolling for initiative, initiative is drawn via cards, 1 to 10. The new cards are redealt each round, with the number 1 going first and 10 going last. You can choose to wait and force trade card, and you can choose on your turn to wait and force a card trade with another player as well. So let's say you get the number 1 and you don't want to go right ahead. You can actually just trade with somebody else and say, hey, I force trade your 3 for my 1. You go before me. And they have to accept it. Moving on. Instead of 5-foot squares, we're using 2-meter squares. So if your movement on your character sheet, which should be somewhere in the top area, in green, it should say movement, whatever, there should be a number next to it. But if your movement says 10, that means you only move 5 squares. So whatever that number is divided by 2 is how many squares you can move on a grid. And we are using a grid. Instead of spell slots, we have something called willpower. It is a point system much like HP, and it can also be spent on special features rather than just magic. You'll have a second page with your character like whole body character drawing. You'll notice some of those abilities have a willpower point requirement as well. So y'all on your tokens should have a red bar and a green bar, and this should also exist on your character sheet, but for marking purposes, they'll be on your tokens. And the red is your health, the green is your willpower. So, your weapons and shields have a durability score that can decrease. This will come into play when you take the parry reaction. Alright, and instead of encumbrance, you have a carry capacity number. This is around where all your items are. So that is the number of items you can carry, total. There is a place for tiny items and the weapons and armor that you hold. Those all don't count towards the carry capacity. So if you have a carry capacity of 5, you're holding 2 items, you can carry 3 more items. So very simple with how that works. Those are the biggest differences in this game that I have found that I think are good just to know right out the gate. And of course, like any game, there's a lot of little rules that we're going to kind of learn as we go. But I try to not cover everything that would make sense in the moment. So if there is any immediate questions, please ask them. Or we might just find it all out through play, which isn't a big deal. Does anything confuse you on the character sheet?
So can we talk about skills again?
Yes, skills. So the skills are the, I believe it's 16 skills dead center on your page. So you have weapon skills at the top, and you have your sort of interacting skills on the bottom. Weapon skills are used for trying to hit. So let's say I'm looking at Archmaster Aodan right now. He's got a staff. It's a 2-handed staff. It does D8 damage. Bludgeoning, toppling, has 6 durability. So a staff is naturally going to be a blunt weapon. So he's got a blunt weapons of 10. If he wanted to hit somebody in the head, he'd have to roll a d20 and get below a 10 to succeed. Anything above, he fails. And that's the same with anything else on here. If it's healing, learning, mobility, persuasion, scouting, sleight of hand, sneaking, spot, hidden, and survival, you are trying to roll below these numbers to succeed, like you would in D&D, trying to roll high enough to meet a DC. But that aside, do you have another question about skills?
So essentially the number represented on the skills is the DC for our raw D20 roll.
Exactly. You're trying to roll beneath that. So
Right.
So the higher the number, the better you are at it. It means that so a 14 is great. It means 1 to 14, you're good to go. Anything above, bad news.
Okay.
Cool.
I guess my next question is hit points versus will points.
Yeah, hit points versus will points. So HP works. What is your question before I start talking? Just want more details on them?
So you mentioned armor reducing damage and everything like that. I see my long spear does 2d8. Yep. So how does that play off of armor when I'm hitting things?
when you're hitting something. So something, let's say, has 20 HP, right? You're fighting off a monster or an NPC or something else. You go to swing. You manage to, with your long spear, you roll under a 14 on your spears, you hit. So that's going to deal 2d8. You roll, let's say, 8 damage. Well, I look at their armor rating, and if they have 3 armor rating, it means they're going to absorb 3 of that and then take 5 left over. They'll take the remaining 5 damage. Now, if they decided to try and parry your attack or dodge your attack as a reaction, then perhaps they didn't get hit, you know? So you kind of play that by ear.
And was there a negative to trying to guess and then getting it wrong?
Yes. So there is kind of that risk. So this is a little confusing, but the best way I can describe it is there's a difference in this game between NPCs, which are like your goblins, your hobgoblins, your humanoids, like your little guys. Those are like, imagine those as just like minions, right? That's just an NPC. And then there's monsters, which are most of the actual scary things you face in this game. So these are your dragons. These are your trolls. These could be your big spiders, your swarm of spider, whatever the heck. Most horrible things are considered monsters. So naturally, all of a monster's attacks, naturally, without having to say anything, on their specific attacks for me, cannot be parried, but they will specify if they can be. Now for dodging, it's the opposite. All monster attacks can be dodged unless they specify that they cannot. And I know just saying that, it's confusing. Just the best way for me to describe it is it's kind of it's never just a 50-50. You just kind of, I'm going to describe the attack to you and you have to kind of guess if it should be a dodge or a parry in that moment. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's how I have interpreted it from these rules. So yeah. Any further questions on that part?
If everybody else is good, what was willpower?
Willpower. So willpower is going to be mostly important for Aeodon. For the rest of you, you're going to have on your second sheet 2 abilities, and Aeodon has at least one of these as well. These are your sort of race features, race or class features. Those have a willpower cost, so you can spend willpower points to use those abilities. Aeodon's spells will cost a lot of his willpower. And I should probably go into that a little bit so Dustin understands his spells. But before I do, does that make sense for willpower, Kyle? It's just like another pool. So Dustin, you have a big list of spells. You have an extra sheet on your character. You see that, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So you have tricks. Those are like cantrips. They just happen when you do them. They will each cost you 1 willpower point to do. You should have 3 tricks. And then you have 3 major spells. A major spell, a regular spell, or an actual just called spell, costs you 2 willpower points. And each of them can be powered up to... So 2 willpower points on a spell will make it a level 1 spell, basically. But you have the option to pour more willpower points into a spell to enhance it, which each of your spells should detail what that does. It's usually more dice, more effects. And it can go up to 3. So you could spend 4 willpower points to have it be a level 2 spell. You could spend 6 willpower points to have it be a level 3 spell, ultimate power, and smash out.
So I have 19 willpower.
So you got lots to work with. So you could spend a lot of it if you wanted. There's some...
So, for example, if I wanted to cast a fireball, how much willpower would that take?
As a base, just 2. But if just to cast it, it would take 2 willpower. If you wanted to cast it at its next level so that it does more damage or maybe hits another person, an additional target, you would add an additional 2 willpower to that. It's how much willpower do you want to put towards the spell, and it can go up to level 3, which is 6 willpower points.
Okay.
You have some other features that do come up with willpower. So HP is going to come back in a very sort of natural way that we're used to. It's going to come back through short rests. It's going to come back through long rests, which in this are called a stretch and a shift. A stretch is 15 minutes. A shift is 6 hours. So those are sort of natural ways to get your hit points back. You will also regain willpower on those rests, which is pretty cool. If somebody is messed up, and they're not looking too good and you want to take a stretch rest, you can actually devote you can devote somebody to helping bandage them up by making a healing roll, which you'll notice is one of the stats that are on here. So lots of ways to get your hit points back that we'll get into. And like I said, during rests you get willpower points back, but there's an additional way to get willpower points back, and it is by sacrificing your body. If you are low on willpower points, you can choose any die you want, roll it, and gain that many willpower points back and lose that much health. So that is an option if you want to kill yourself to gain willpower points. Everybody has that option as well, I believe, to pump willpower back into their body. But cool, just wanted to get spells kind of clear how that works. Anything else glaring before we jump in?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, seems easy enough.
All right, cool.
Yep.
The last thing I will note really quickly is y'all have, because it might be sitting on your sheet, and you might be looking at it and going, "What the hell's that mean?" You have a bonus damage, a damage bonus from strength, and a damage bonus from agility. They're at the top, just underneath your stats. Those are extra dice you get to roll when you make an attack and do damage with that ability. So, for instance, Kyle, with your spear, it does 2d8 damage. It's long, it's piercing. It is strength based. So you would get to roll an additional d6 if you hit somebody. It would be 2d8 plus a d6.
Nice.
So lots and lots of damage. So I think that's the only thing I had not clarified on the sheet. If we're good, I think we can dive right in and just sort of learn the extras as we go. Oh boy, does anybody need to get a glass of water or use the restroom or anything before we start? Snacks, whatever. Kyle's good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good
I'm
for now.
I'm right next to my fridge, so I'm just gonna get a quick glass of water.
Okay, perfect. All right.
You don't get those from the fridge.
So, before we start then, I would like each of you to just, feel free to reveal as much information as you think that you would like to from the top of your character sheet, including your appearance, your motivation, your profession, your age, and your kin. Just so we and the stream all know who you are. You don't have to reveal all of this, but at least some of it. And then anything extra that maybe you've just thought of in the moment, feel free. But if not, and you just want to shout out, I would love to hear, for the benefit of our players and the stream and myself, a little bit about your character. Who would like to go first?
Alex, do you want to take the helm on this one?
I'll take the helm on this one. I'm just reading my character.
Yeah, this is also a prompt to make sure you know who you're playing. And feel free to change this around too in the moment. Obviously, these are not confines I'm going to hold you to. They're pre-made characters. They're just for fun.
They're decent pre-made characters, though.
They're fun. I like their stories and stuff, but again, their control and where they go and how they act is always in the end up to you. Don't feel confined by them.
Well, Commander of Half Bay is the youngest son of the Baron of Half Bay. Though knowing the title will pass to his older but much, much lesser brother. I'm journeying out to search for my own path and possibly make a name for myself and get my own barony, because I need to be better than my brother. Maybe county.
That's amazing. Can you give us his appearance a little bit too? Should be the top right hand corner if you're looking for just words.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the wrong person.
Shift double click on your token should bring
Yeah.
up your character sheet.
I accidentally had the wrong character sheet up for the.
You're good.
On that one. I'm strong and sturdy and stubborn. With my waddling duck walk. I am the angriest person you will ever meet when provoked.
That's great.
Seldom smiles. It's hard to smile with a beak.
That's amazing. Dustin, you want to tell us about Aodon? However much you want to describe at least his appearance.
Yeah, Archmaster Aodon.
Oh, we forgot Archmaster.
Is a tall and a wiry, straight-backed old man with a long white beard. He's unburdened but unbowed by age. This is a man who's old, but he's not feeble. He's not weak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's got sharp, keen eyes.
Interesting. Okay. And what about Baston?
Baston Bloodjaw is a wolfkin. He's a young warrior, scarred from battle and with many bulging muscles. He looks loyally at his friends, but menacingly at his foes. He is confident and arrogant, and takes very good care of his clothes, and often wears fragrant perfumes.
Guy smells good.
Gotta smell good.
Gotta smell good. Love it. All right. So now that we know a little bit more about our characters, I imagine we have a scene where we see them making their way down a rough-hewn stone path. You've been walking for quite a while. You've been journeying. I can say that word. You've been on a journey, one might say. And you've been making your way for whatever reason, maybe personal, maybe for financial reasons, maybe you're running away from something, or maybe you're just searching for something new. I couldn't tell you. You'll have to tell me someday. But you're making your way to a place called the Misty Vale, a sort of shut-off valley from most other civilizations with a lot of opportunity on its horizon. You've heard many tales of the fame and fortune and all other things that can be gained there. And you've decided to form a party and make your way down that lonely road to the Misty Vale. Along the way, you've seen few travelers, but one or two managed to pass a rumor your way. And most of them seemed a little silly, a little foolhardy, just stories along the road that don't really matter. But one in particular seemed to put a fire to your ears. A story or a tale or a rumor of a place called the Ritter Mound. And the mound itself, fairly uneventful. A single mound, top of the hill, with about a dozen statues circling it. Mostly a waypoint by the means of people around the road. That's usually how it would be mentioned. But it has also been noted to be a burial site of some kind. The rumor that you heard is that, unbeknownst to many who travel this road to the Misty Vales, that the Ritter Mound is more than it appears. That buried beneath that dirt, that old ancient dirt, is a fortune enough to crown many a king, as it is indeed a crown that is buried somewhere beneath the Ritter Mound, ancient and valuable beyond comparison, you can imagine. A fortune fit for a king, you would think, for any who were able to dig it up. I have enough puns here added to this.
Better than a minor baron.
Better than a minor baron, you would think. The Ritter Mound is on your way to the Misty Vale. This strange traveler or travelers, or I'm not really sure. This is just a rumor you picked up on the road. Perhaps it was in a dusty tavern, just something you overheard even. not far from your path, maybe a mile or two off the road toward the Misty Vale, is the Ritter Mound itself. So, whether by foolhardiness or perhaps a stroke of luck, or who knows, you decided to leave the road and make your way towards the Ritter Mound itself in search for maybe just the spark of that rumor being true or not. I mean, who knows? It's been sitting there for a while, and if the fortune's just there, might as well take it. So that is where we're going to be beginning our adventure, with y'all off the road about three quarters of a mile before you finally see the stone pillars in the distance. The traveler was right. This was exactly where the Ritter Mound was supposed to be. Let's play some outside ambience here. You can adjust your volume, by the way, in Roll20. It's in a different place now. It's under the gear, under audio and video, and you have a little volume bar you can turn up or down if you like my music or not. I am going to put us in the right place. Well, I will shortly. But yeah, you see those stones in the distance. What do you do?
Well,
We'll move
it's
towards
obvious.
them, of course.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yes, you continue your way towards the stones themselves. Naturally, that makes sense. Why would I ask you? What do you do as you keep walking?
I'm assuming based on the ambience, it's raining, right?
It is raining. It's getting to be the sun. The sun is long past its apex. It's probably just now being covered up by trees in the distance. It is a little bit wet. You imagine in a drier climate, this would be a nicer alpine area, but it's fairly wet around you. There is a low drizzle of rain. The light of the sun still illuminates parts of the sky, but the sun itself cannot be viewed anywhere. It is past the horizon.
Okay. I got a good mental image. I go.
Good.
Take a smoke from my pipe, and I go, gentlemen. Perhaps we should find a different location to set camp.
We just left town, dude.
My bones, they ache.
Just a little rain. It will roll right off your back.
Burn a willpower.
I don't know what that is.
How dare you not get my joke?
Oh, it was amusing. Do you both have any idea of what we're going to expect here?
No, that's why we're here. At the very least, I expect to find what the rumors are about.
Which are
Yes.
apparently riches.
Yes, more coin to fill the purse.
I'd prefer not to be still adventuring when I'm your age.
I'm still trying to find out a voice for this guy. I don't want to go Alzalor.
Who?
Well, maybe I do.
Listen, we're not camping, but I do want to get this moving. I don't like the rain.
I agree. As much as my old bones would like a rest, I feel should make our way forward into the ruins. Carefully. Don't want to set off any potential traps.
You begin to approach closer and closer, continuing your stride in direction, no longer pausing to the old man's complaints of bone aching. As you approach, you see these statues become clearer and clearer, each of them seeming to hold a unique figure in their carving. More than a dozen statues lay here, so you imagine the rumors are from individuals who didn't quite know how to count. But there are many that surround this area. I'm actually going to move us over to a map that will sort of accurately depict the zone that we are in.
I feel like we might have listened to the wrong rumor mill if they couldn't count the stones.
Yeah, a lot
You
more
might be looking for
statues
a
in this
copper
set.
crown.
So we see this crowd, this hill. It's literally like a crown itself. It is crowded by all of these standing stones rising in the glade, and it's backed by a forest. There is a forest, sort of a thicker forest behind it, not a quarter mile away, and the place is strangely quiet when you appear. Though I have all this ambience, imagine it's a little bit quieter. However, you do, as you approach the stones, perhaps before you even get as far as your tokens are showing here, you notice a faint but ominous odor, a putrid stench like that of rotting vegetables.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it especially hits your nostrils, Baston. Being of your kinship, that smell is extra sharp.
Can I roll my survival skill and see if I recognize the smell?
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check. So our first roll of the game. Before you type anything in, I have some macros at the bottom left hand side of the screen. They're under our names. Y'all should see them. Let me make sure that they're all visible.
See nothing.
We do not see them.
You do not see them. Okay, so what I'll ask you to do is go to your macros bar. It should be just past the music, and you should see a bunch of little macros there for you. They should be visible to players. Do you see this tab I'm talking about? Should be your collection tab. So just
I'm adding them to my bar now.
yeah, just check mark all those bad boys. I have built those for y'all.
Selection tab? You mean that
top right hand corner of Roll20, you've got like your chat, your journal. There's one called collections.
I see.
So check mark all those that I've built for y'all. That's gonna be your dice for the game. Just an easy way to drop dice into chat and make it look a little prettier.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to click that D20 and pop it into chat. And what is the number you're trying to get under for survival?
Oh, okay. I don't know. This is kind of just a shot in the dark. Maybe under a 12 or a 13.
Yeah. Look at your character sheet for me. What does that skill say? Survival says 14. Yeah. So you succeed. You're just trying to see if you recognize where that smell came from. Or what that smell is?
Yeah, do I recognize that smell? Is it from like some plants or some...
It's excrement. It's shit. You smell shit.
Oh, that, my friends, is pure manure in the distance.
I don't do manure.
It seems to be coming from the circle. I'm imagining y'all kind of just outside of it.
Seems to be coming from the center of the...
So,
circle here.
So, this is really just somebody's burnt down barn, isn't it?
This was another human metaphor that led us astray.
You mean a wild goose?
Don't.
Never mind.
Looking over to Macander, like he doesn't even, he's like looking ahead, doesn't even know, you're just like, forget it.
Never mind.
Cousin's a goose. I hate him.
Strange. Doesn't look like a place you would normally... There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Are there any tracks or like signs of people
Yeah,
here?
yeah. You look at the ground, Aeodon. After sniffing the air, I'll let you use that same survival check. You do see clear footprints seen in the grass of the hill, stepped in. Yeah, and you can see that some of them seem bestial, some of them seem humanoid. But there are clear sets of footprints. There have been others here before. The grass is disturbed recently, at least a day or two.
Now that I think of it,
Not
no.
even treasure here.
Now that I
all
think
these
about it,
people.
there's beasts, there's men, all here within a few days of each other. Strange.
And what? They've all come out here to take a shit?
Clearly not. There's got to be something behind it.
Or it's the village outhouse and you got duped again.
Alright, first off, that one time was a complete mistake. And third, you were too far away from the town. You telling me you're going to walk 10 minutes to take a shit?
Well, sometimes you want privacy.
I suppose.
So
Baston is completely checked out of the conversation. He's actually reached into his pack to pull out a white handkerchief, which he has splashed with some liquid from a blue bottle, and he has just wrapped that around his nose.
Yes, absolutely. We see Baston with that wrapped around his nose. The smell it's gone, but it's kind of like when you Febreze over like like cat shit. It's still in the air, but it's but it's not as bad.
Wait, the smell's gone? Like we smelled shit and then it's just
Oh
not...
no! For you, you've put this thing
okay.
over. I'm just saying it's kind of like when you Febreze over like
That's
cat
yeah,
shit.
it's too strong.
It's still there, but you've dulled it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a mix of both. Perfumed shit.
The bags settling under Baston's eyes are slowly approaching Macander's level.
Well, let's get it over with.
So Makander moves forward.
Stepping into the circle, but looking around carefully at my feet to not step in shit.
You do see... go ahead, Aodon.
Do we see this pile of shit?
Makander does. As Makander steps in, you do see sort of laced around on this side. It doesn't seem to be everywhere. Maybe the grass is high enough that you can't see it. But you look down and you do see excrement sort of pile around. Some of it animal, some of it perhaps not. Make a survival check for me, Makander. Just looking at it.
Know who I'm good at? What I'm really good at? Survival checks.
Ooh, well, you rolled freaking low, so I imagine... What was your survival number?
Oh, my survival number is like 5.
But you got it! I love that this is just starting with just shit. This is great. So I'm not going to go into details, but there's enough detail to this excrement that you can have a good idea of at least one of its sources, because it is very unique. Probably in color or something else. I won't go into any more detail than that, but that's goblin shit. You will also notice, Makander, after making your way past these pillars and into this circle, avoiding the excrement on the ground, there is something at its center. At its peak, rather, that you didn't notice before until you sort of stepped past the hill. You see a stone slab at the sort of very apex of the hill, of the mound itself.
Is that covered in shit too?
No shit there. Most of the shit seems to be sort of sparsed in the grass. It's not like piles or heaps, but it's around. You kind of have to dodge the landmines.
Guess I'm gonna edge my way forward to that.
It's like a backyard of a dog owner, and they haven't like cleaned up the dog shit in the last month. That's what we're dealing with here.
Okay. I'm just sort of edging my way towards that and trying to find a spot that isn't terrible.
You approach this this slab of stone, and it is not entirely sturdy to the ground. In fact, it is shifted slightly from its original position, you imagine, as there's a small gap on one side that reveals a cavity underneath.
Someone beat us here. Door is shifted.
Great.
Underneath all the excrement? I'm confused.
No. The excrement's over there. By you. And
Oh.
those goblins.
Goblins. Where?
I don't know. Over there somewhere?
I want to carefully step into the ring and avoid piles of scat hanging around.
Yeah, we see your sort of big legs, your big guy. You take big, sort of huge steps over where it should be, keeping in mind for your footing.
So, this slab was just out, just exposed to the weather.
Yeah, the stone slab
At least
looks
it's not covered in shit.
Is this something you humans normally do? He looks to Aodan.
No, this is very abnormal. You mentioned goblins? My diminutive friend? Do you think they're around?
Just because I'm a duck doesn't mean I'm small.
How big is he?
How big is he?
Imagining like dwarf height. I'm just self-conscious about it.
No, yeah, you're good. I was gonna leave it up to you.
I meant no offense. You can call me old all you want.
Think like DuckTales, Scrooge McDuck compared to like.
That makes sense.
I have had that thought a couple times. I just kept thinking like Scrooge McDuck, but he's in Dark Souls.
Yeah, but like
Yes.
Scrooge McDuck compared to most of the not children characters. So, think this thing slides?
Imagine we'll just have to lift it. If there's gonna be treasure anywhere, it's not gonna be here in the shitting yard.
No, probably not.
So what, you grab that side, I'll grab the other one.
Yeah. We're
Do you guys want to try to lift this thing out of the way? Just sort of
Yeah.
shift it over. You just kind of try to straight lift it up.
Well, I guess we'll see if it lifts to the side easier.
Yes.
I'd rather not have to lift it up like a, like a pallet.
Give it a little bit of adjustment. Yeah. You think just like moving around a little bit, you and Macander Bastard can pretty easily move this to the side. As Aodan probably holding up his robe to cover his face or something, looking through the pillars at you two. Maybe afraid of the minefield, but I'm just imagining the scene. You two sort of at the slab, Aodan behind the pillars still. But you think you can... Yeah, you think you could pretty easily move it to the side. And if you want to, you do.
Yeah, I think we do. I mentioned you should probably stay out here and smell all that and worry about bears, or
No. I'm coming with you. I was just waiting for you to move the door.
And as they move the door, a sort of dust can be seen coming up from beneath. Visible to you, Aodan, for Macander and Baston, you just get this smell of must, ancient must, misty must that fills your face. Before you see an underground shaft. No bottom can be seen, just darkness. That smell of stale air and dried up corpses rises from the depths. This is definitely a burial mound. I mean, probably where it got its name.
Human death pit. Fair enough.
since we are on a grassy hill instead of something with rocks, I chuck a slab of small chunk of sod down the hole.
And
For
wait for a smack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do hear one. It is just pitch black, and this is some time for me to introduce something fun to this game. There ain't no dark vision, not a bit. Nobody can see in the dark.
Fuck that shit.
Nobody can see in the dark at all. Light is required.
Most annoying part of anything Dungeons and Dragons related.
It is pitch black.
That's why we should adjust our rules to actually realize that dark vision doesn't mean you see in the dark. It means that you get disadvantaged at seeing the
Yeah,
dark.
it's supposed to be rough. I will note some things about darkness, just because this is a perfect time to bring up rules. I also will note that I have a couple of cool handouts for y'all down here, and they are in your handout part of the journal. One is a rules summary, which is a lot, so we can just bring it up, but it's so that you don't have to dig through the PDF if you don't want to. The Roll20 PDF reader is not the best. But something to note on dark vision that is interesting. You will notice in the other hazards, darkness is dark. You cannot dash in it or hit enemies with ranged attacks. You must make a scouting roll, doesn't count as an action, to even make a single melee attack. So, and torches will emit 10 meters of light. Held in one hand, it'll count as a club, a D8 weapon, and on a hit or during a stretch, you have to roll a D6 to see if your torch goes out. The light will last an entire shift, which is 6 hours, and can be lit with survival, if not other tools. Just some fun notes about darkness. But that's what you see before you, Bastion and Mackander. Darkness. But as Mackander throws a bit of mud or whatever you were saying that was, it just you hear it slap. There is a floor somewhere in that darkness, a chamber, you imagine.
What do your wolf eyes see?
Nothing. It's dark.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach into my pack and I'm going to pull out a torch
Okay.
and a flint and tinder.
All right. You have plenty of time to be able to light that now. In combat, it would be an action. Just now, it would just happen. Yeah, you could just do it.
I vote we make the human carry it.
Carry it. I drop it. After it's lit, of course.
It drops into the pit. Let me adjust something really quick.
Although I guess before I do that, even though that was a cool moment and I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, what's up?
He dropped some stuff in there. Did I hear a kerplunk?
Yeah, like it hit
I
the
already
ground.
did that. Oh yeah.
It hit ground.
Something.
It didn't
hit
hit
something.
water.
No. It's
Okay,
you didn't hear a splash. You just heard a.
That's all I want to know because I'm
Right,
not dropping a torch into
right.
water.
Right. It's pretty
funny.
fun just to throw it in.
Right?
Goodbye.
That one through.
Excellent. You do see more that lights up. You see that the passage leads down about 5 meters into a vaulted earthen cave. You even spot, Baston, with your wolf eyes, no better than anyone else's eyes, a form of doorway in the northern wall of this vaulted chamber, though this hole seems to open up right in its ceiling. 5 meters down to the floor.
Oh, it's just 5 meters down?
5 meters down to the floor, yep. Or 15 feet in D&D terms.
Does anyone have rope?
Ed, is there anything on the screen that you're showing?
Yes. Can you see this?
Oh, okay. My screen was completely black until
Yeah. You were over in the corner. I brought you over. You're here now.
Okay, I thought it was broken.
Nope, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you dodge?
It took a really long time to decide to.
You walk around the
question our
shit.
darkness. This is theater of the mind.
It can be. I like grids though.
Baston is like he's crouching in front of the entrance, staring down. His ear flicks as Aodon walks up, and he casts his one good eye in your direction. So, do you have a spell or a rope?
I don't have a. Well, do I have?
I'd like to mention that we chose of the 5 characters, 2 have rope.
You can look into your into your inventory. If it says rope, you have rope. If not, Baston, I will note, since you're the one looking down here, it does look like you could attempt to climb down far enough in the shaft and drop without hurting yourself. But a rope would definitely make it so you would 100% not hurt yourself.
Oh, okay. When you described vaulted ceilings and this was at the
Right.
top, I figured it was like there was no shaft.
So there's enough shaft that you could attempt to climb and land safely. Like, there is an attempt. You could try to climb down here, but what I'm saying is it's going to be a check. Probably a mobility check. And if you fail, it's going to hurt. A rope or something of the kind would probably make that not happen.
All right, I will slide down there.
Okay. Excellent. Then I would like for you to make me a mobility roll to climb down and drop in.
Roger.
A 5, is that under your mobility?
Yeah, my mobility is 12.
Okay. As you begin to climb your way down, you're able to hold on to those footholds the best that you can before you're sort of dangling, and you know it's not too far for you to hit the floor. But in this moment, I would like for you to do something for me. Will you make a scouting roll
Yeah,
and let me know if you succeed?
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, you are sort of dangling from the edge of the shaft. You can see the ground should be easy enough for you to step down or drop down without hurting yourself. And I imagine you do so.
Yeah, he makes his way down the shaft. He's, as a wolfkin, they're rather large.
Right.
So he essentially pushes his legs into one side of the shaft and his back into the other.
That makes sense.
Makes his way down like that, and when he drops, he just pulls his legs in, and then he falls down, landing skillfully in sort of a Spider-Man crouch kind of look. And his yellow eye would just be gleaming in that torchlight as he scans around trying to...
Yeah, I'm gonna move
there's anything in there.
I'm gonna move you into that room.
Hero landing.
Do you see yourself?
Yep.
All right. You land down in the room, and immediately you get a few details that I want to give you. You see that this is indeed a dome-shaped chamber with a floor of beaten earth. In the darkness far above you is that same opening to the surface. It looks like a faintly glowing square, so you know the light is just above you. In the north wall is indeed set a pair of double oak doors with iron fittings. There is a silvery symbol that you can just barely make out at the edge of the torchlight that stretches across both doors, which are flanked by statues of knights in antiquated armor. As you land and you see this symbol, I imagine we get that kind of dog, like, cocked head look a little bit, maybe even, to, like, try and pierce and be like, what the fuck is that? As that happens, as you land, you see that you immediately start to hear a horrifying screech around you as your vision is immediately blocked. A swarm of bats has begun to cyclone around you. They drop from the ceiling like a blanket and begin to fill the room. And all you see now, instead of the edges of the room, are this sort of darkness, the flapping of wings, the cries of these horrible creatures, and something very off. Their eyes. You see these singular red eyes that are streaking their way across the room. These are no natural bats. At the same time, Makander and Aodon at the very top, like a chimney, you see shooting out from below, just as Bastion dropped, all of these bats that begin to swarm the upper side of the mound as well. All around you, you see these horrifying things, these tiny little red beady eyes, singular, like cyclopses on each of them. We are in combat.
Well, it's nice to know you, Bastion.
Stone, what do you see down there?
Might want to turn this one down. This one's gonna be at max. You might want to turn this one down. I'll turn it down a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna do initiative.
Where'd they move the?
What's
Oh,
up?
there it is.
Yeah, we have a turn order here, so I'm going to do this in a different way. We are doing this with cards, which I have to hand out sort of. It would be really much cooler in real life because I'd hand you guys cards, and much easier, let me say, as well. But we have to use the Roll20 system, which is going to be a little funny, but I'm going to get you all in the... Basically, you don't have to do so much work. Think of it that way. I have to do all the work. So I'm going to get y'all into the turn tracker, which y'all should see. You see yourselves in the turn order?
I do.
Perfect.
I even see them.
And now I'm adding the bats. And now I'm going to hand everyone a card. This is going to be janky, by the way, because hopefully when they import this into Roll20 it won't be as bad, but this is going to be janky. So bear with me. I'll deal everyone a number. We got doubles, which should not have happened, so we're going to try that again. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to go in ascending order, and excellent. This is our initiative. So, our very first combat, friends, I invite you to open the action cheat sheet so you know what it is that you can do on your turn. Remember, if you have too many windows up, you can click the top of any Roll20 handout and minimize it so that it's not covering your screen, but still is available for you to click. But again, you have a movement on your turn and you have an action on your turn. I will say, for the purposes of space, this is an interesting monster. I have a token for it, but I am considering it both below and above, because this is a swarm. So it is also available to y'all up top to deal with, not just Bastion down below. So Aeodon, you are first to go. You can choose to wait and give your card to someone else if you don't want to go right now, or force trade with anyone, including my bats, if you want. You can trade with my bats. Or you can take your turn and take an action and a movement. What would you like to do? Dustin.
Sorry.
Oh, you're there? I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Where can I see my card? Is it just my number?
It's just your number. I don't have actual cards in the thing. It's just that's the best way I can do it here is to deal out numbers.
Really quick.
Yes.
It's not random. These are actual card numbers.
These are actual card numbers from a stack of 10 cards.
From a stack of 10. Okay.
Yep. Stack of
Okay.
10 cards.
Okay, can I, in a single turn, light a torch and throw it down there?
Well, there's already a torch down there.
There already is a torch
Yeah,
down there?
you could light a torch and try to use it to hurt someone, but it will be an action to light your torch.
Okay, do I have enough... let me look at my spells.
Yeah, go for it.
You didn't prepare for this?
You're fine. You're fine. Oh, I got that wrong. Bats are supposed to... I have to draw one more card. 1 second. Might not play. Okay, I'm just gonna have these guys go on 9 because I forgot about them. They're supposed to have 3. But go ahead, Aeodon.
I was gonna say, I could... If I could potentially launch a fireball without damaging... Can I do so without damaging...
So fireball
the
works a
snow?
lot different in this game than it does in other games. It is a single target spell unless you
It's
pump...
firebolt,
It is like firebolt. It can target more people if you pump your willpower into it, if you power it up to like level 2 or level 3. But just as a base, all it does is it hits one thing for 2d6.
Okay.
You want to try that?
I think I'm only gonna do one. Just,
Level
maybe
1.
The level 1.
So that will cost you 2 willpower, and that is the green number on your token. So you can subtract 2 from the green number on your token. And you, my friend, have you subtracted it? Subtract it.
Come on. I believe in you.
Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah, -2. There you go. So I'll make sure that works properly for you. Cool. So, yep, with 2 willpower, you can cast Fireball. So to attempt to cast Fireball, you have to roll a d20 under your Magic School level. So Magic School is something y'all might have seen on your thing. It's on the left-hand side of your character sheet, just above willpower points. Some of you don't have a Magic School. If you don't worry about it. Aeodon, you have a Elementalism 14, so it's the same
Yes.
kind of thing. D20, you have to get under for the spell to go off. If you go over, the spell fizzles.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead, go.
I know it's a little late in the turn, but could he just force trade his initiative with mine?
He could. He could force the trade with you, and you would have to take the one.
You want to force trade your action to me so I can move before the enemy?
Sure.
You want to
Since
take it
you're not
back?
under
You can
attack.
take it back, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You'll have to re-roll that next time, though. But sure. So with that forced trade, that means Aeodon takes the 5 and Kyle takes the 1. And I'm going to switch y'all's place like that. So Baston, you would be first.
Sweet. I take the dodge action.
Okay. The dodge action. Let me quickly see what that is. Action cheat sheet. Okay, so the dodge action is a reaction to you being hit. You haven't been hit yet. So when you do get hit, you can take the dodge action. That's how that works. So it's like a reaction to being struck. We can flip that back if you want.
I just want to ask because under actions it says you can all that red text. Dodging is one of them, and it says directly under that, some actions are reactions. Dodge, parry. You give up your turn to take them.
Okay. Yeah. So
reactions give up your turn.
yeah. So if you take a reaction, your turn. It's because a reaction happens not on your turn. So let's say you were to get struck by the vampiric bats next. That's when you would say, "I'm going to dodge." And then you would go for the dodge ability. We would roll that out and see if it misses. That's how that would work. Do you want to trade cards back with Aeodon? Or still go first?
So, just to make sure I'm totally getting this
100%.
right. If I were to take my turn now, make an attack or whatever,
Yep. You wouldn't be able to dodge
I would
later.
not be able to dodge later.
Nope.
Okay, then me going first isn't as important. So if we want to switch back, then
Okay, then we'll switch back. Yeah, if you...
my bad.
Yeah, if you want to like dodge later in the round, so if your turn comes up and you're like, I really want to dodge, you would wait. You would take someone else's card and push yourself further forward. That's how that would work. So let's it's all good. It's the first time. We're gonna go all the way zoop back in time. Aeodon, that fireball did hit. I would like for you to roll the, I believe it's 2d6, right? For fireball?
Let me look at fireball.
Oh no, it inflicts a d6 damage.
Yeah, D6.
So, yep, each power level beyond the first gets an additional d6. So, I would like you then to roll a single d6. You can use the macro. It'll ask you how many dice you want to roll. You just say 1. All right. Immediately, you see a few of them catch flame and burn out. The corpses of those bats just falling to the wayside to burn with the shit on the ground.
Yeah. I will do a inch. What do you call it? Like a hand gestures with my staff, and I'll scream "Ex Meduvile!"
Yes. Yeah. The fire comes out, burns 2 of them out of the sky. And you can see as they land, their corpses, Aeodon, they are unnatural bats for sure. They have that single cyclops eye in the center, these horrible gnashing teeth that are overgrown for their mouths. These are horrifying creatures. You have a movement as well, Aeodon, if you want to get away, but it's your call.
Ugh. Like, can they? Are they in range to attack me?
They are right now. There is this sort of pillar of bats just coming out from beneath. You hope Baston is okay.
Oh. I hide behind.
You want to? Yeah. You can move. You won't be able to actually do the take cover action because I believe that is a full action. But you can move around and begin to try and hide around it. You hide behind. Oh yeah. You hide behind Mac Enter. Absolutely.
Protect me, Mandek!
Something interesting about line of sight. It's probably not going to apply to these bats because they're everywhere, but when using a ranged attack like magic or a bow, enemies actually block other enemies, and the same works for allies. Allies block other. You can stand in front of somebody, and if they can't get a line of sight, then they won't get hit. That actually works in this game in contrast to 5e, which is kind of fun. Friendlies, you can shoot through. You can shoot through friendlies. You just can't shoot through enemies. All right. We will continue our way down. All right, it is my turn. I actually need some dice, guys. I forgot, because I'm not rolling in chat. Let me grab some dice.
Hey, when we get left behind in digital games, we can't mess with things.
Okay. Hopefully that's enough.
There's never enough dice. You always need twice
Never
as
enough
many.
dice. There's just never, ever enough. I get it. All right. Okay. All right. So, at this point, they're going to use their mass attack ability. The bats will split up and attack all characters within 10 meters. So that is not going to be Aeodon because you stepped off, because it's 5 meters out of the hole and 5 meters towards. But Macantor and Baston are in the midst of these things. So each victim will suffer a d8 of damage. You can choose to use your whole turn to try to dodge this if you want. But you'll have to tell me if you are doing that before I roll. Does anybody want to try to use their reaction to dodge this damage?
So if I do this, when my turn comes up, I won't get to do anything.
Yeah, it'll spend your whole turn. That is how that guy works.
I am not dodging. I am bad at that.
Okay. Yeah, so in the rules to dodge, let me bring that up just so we know exactly what that will look like when you attempt to dodge. Or if somebody wants to try and parry. I'm being pretty open with not keeping it a secret that this is probably not something you can parry. In the future, I will be a little more coy. In any case, you will roll for mobility. Succeeding means you will take no damage. Failure means you're hit. On a success, you can move 1 square in any direction you want. Macander is not Baston. Are you going to attempt to dodge or parry? Mostly dodge?
Trying to figure out if this is
Worth it?
an effective use of my whole
If it's an
action.
8, that could be worth it. That is a lot of damage, but it is your call. You don't have to, because it could be low.
Right. But I'll do the dodge. Why not? We'll
Okay.
play around.
So
with
you
it.
are rolling against mobility, and you are spending your turn to do so. You will not get to move or take an action. I believe it is mobility 6.
Okay.
Is that under your mobility?
Yeah.
You take none of this damage, and you can move yourself 1 square anywhere if you want. You are considered adjacent to the center of the horde. So so is Macander. So normally leaving the direct area could be a cause of a free attack, but... Oh, actually, no. There's no free attacks on this. Swarms everywhere, so it doesn't matter. I forgot the way this one works.
Okay.
Macander, 5 points of damage, which I think is absorbed by your armor, is it not?
It is. I have 6 armor.
Yeah, so these bats just fly around. You can see they land on you. They're just like attaching to you like little parasites. And their bites do not go through, but you have like 7 of them or 5 rather, since it's 5 damage. 5 of them just attached to your armor, unable to bite their way through to hurt you. Excellent.
They're inferior to true birds.
Okay, Baston forego his turn to take no damage, so that is Macander.
Okay, I will, I guess, try to attack the bats with my axe.
Okay. Roll against axes.
Okay.
Oh, Something I will also note, we haven't had it come up yet, but when you fail a die roll, something unique can happen. I'll wait until somebody fails, and I'll bring it up. It'll happen naturally. Was that a success?
Yes, there's a 10.
I would like
under
you
14.
to roll your dice damage plus the bonus damage die.
Okay.
And you can find all those in the macros, or if you want to just spill it in, that's your call.
Did it actually roll? Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Plus.
Nice job.
One of these.
Okay. Excellent. So that's a total of 9. So this is a roundup game. You will notice as you strike into them, your attacks, like Aeodon's fire, took full hold and burned these things out. But your strike, because they're swarming around you, it's at resistance. So it is half, but it'll be 5 because we round up. But you strike a good amount out of the... Maybe it's the 5 that attach themselves to you. You just fucking rip those off one at a time off of your armor. I love that. You can choose to move anywhere if you so wish, but moving will not provoke a free attack because this is not a quote-unquote adjacent character.
Well, I think I'm in the middle of the swarm here. There's lots of bats to hit.
You are around the swarm for sure. Okay. Staying right there, it is bat time. Okie dokie. Okay. I would like all of you, that would be just Baston and Macalanter, since you're both within the 10-meter range of the swarm. To roll against... I would like you to both make a will roll. So you're rolling against your actual will stat.
Okay.
It's a d20. All right.
I succeed.
Pretty sure I fail.
So, this is our first fail. You have a choice, Baston. There's a ability in this game called pushing rolls. It is just a rule, rather. It's not an ability. You can choose to re-roll this roll and make a second attempt at it right now. But if you do so, you're going to take what's called a condition. So, pushing is the easiest way to get a condition. Monsters can also put conditions onto you. The conditions are, I'm showing you guys this quick handout, dazed for strength, sickly for con, exhausted for agility, angry for intelligence, scarred for will, and dirty for charisma. If you push a roll, you get to re-roll it, but the associated stat becomes conditioned, which means all future rolls are rolled at a bane. So you will be rolling plus d6 for all future will rolls if you choose to push this roll to try and succeed. So that is something that anybody can do. You can put a condition into all 6 stats. You can never keep putting them into the same stat if you take it. And you can have your entire character with 6 conditions. This is kind of how our characters get worn down over time. And I have them color-coded because you can mark your token with the circle color associated to... if you guys remember how to mark your token with icons, it's the little plate thing on your token, just to mark what conditions you have. So Baston, would you like to push this and try and re-roll it to get Banes and willpower? Banes, a condition in willpower. I will also note, you can get rid of them on rests.
Okay. Just double checking here.
Yes.
When I'm rolling against willpower, is it the big numbers up top?
The big numbers up top, yeah. You would want to roll below the big number. So you could attempt to re-roll to take Banes in all your willpower rolls until you remove that condition with a rest. Or you take the L, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Just to double check. If I succeed at the push, I don't get the mark.
If you succeed at the push, so you're taking the mark of condition no matter what. But you get, when you roll a second roll, you take. Oh. So if you push, you have to take the result. Okay, we'll see what happens. Perfect. The bane happens no matter what. So excellent. I would like for you to. Would you like me to roll it, or for you to roll it? You are rolling on the fear table. Because as these things swarm around and sort of cover your area, it's becoming darker and darker. The flame on that torch is starting to go out, and you're about to be down here in pitch darkness, and that fear is setting in. Would you like to roll a d8 to see how that manifests, or would you rather I?
Sure, I'll roll it.
Okay. 7. You are paralyzed. You are petrified with terror and unable to move. You cannot perform any action or movement on your next turn, but you can make another willpower roll during each subsequent turn to break the paralysis.
Okay.
So that light is going out more and more, and that pit is becoming more and more dark, Macander. It is still the bats. Because you resisted the fear there, Macander, and bats are gonna go again. Okay. Macander, you have the highest con score in this scenario, right? Or does Baston? Who has the higher Constitution score?
Mine's 17.
Mine is 16.
16. Baston has more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baston is the barbarian-y character.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, don't say that. I hate barbarians.
Coordinated attack.
Oh, sorry. You're a warrior, it
Thank
says,
you.
though.
Thank you.
So the bats make a coordinated attack, striking the character with the highest con score. I'm so sorry, Kyle. This will
Shit on me.
God, what victim must roll against will to resist. You have to resist fear again? Okay. Make a will save for me. I'm gonna roll your damage.
Mm-hmm. I met it. What does that mean?
That means you don't get another fear stack. I don't have to roll another fear thing. You dodged last time, right? So your reaction's spent.
Yep.
Correct? You're paralyzed anyway, it wouldn't matter. 7 points of damage from the bats. It makes sense that they would focus on you. You came into their nest.
Okay.
So you take 7 points of HP damage.
I have 2 armor, so it's just 5, right?
It's just 5. Yep, it would cut it down.
Okay.
AO down. New initiatives. This is the hard part. This is the janky part. I'm actually just gonna grab another. Let's put that here. Okay. Here we go. Add turn. And I'm going to... So this deal doesn't work perfectly. Sometimes it gives duplicate cards. So I apologize if this looks weird, but I'm basically dealing until people get individual cards. The card deal system is something I haven't figured out yet. I don't think we... Oh, we did get a duplicate. I'm going to keep rolling until we don't. Don't know why it does that. Any duplicates? No.
That's good.
Okay. It shouldn't do that. It's so weird. I'm going to have to fix it at some point. Baston is first. So this would be the turn that the paralyzation takes away from you. Subsequent turns, you will be able to roll out of it, I believe is how that's going to work. Yeah. Paralyzed. You cannot perform any action or movement on your next turn, and then you will make willpower to break out of it on following turns.
Okay. I'm going to make that roll.
Following turns. This is the one that you... so next turn you'll make the roll.
Okay.
So it'll be beginning of turn.
Yeah, it's not an action on that next turn.
No. You will if you get out of it, you'll take your turn. I mean, you could take it now if you want to take it now to see if you're going to get out, but we usually just wait. Okay. All right, bats are flying around. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Macander and Baston, you have damage coming towards both of you as they mass attack once again. You can choose to dodge if you wish.
I'm not going to.
I am not.
Okay. 2 points of damage to each of you, which I think is fully absorbed. Macander.
Okay, then I will guess keep beating on this thing. Well, all I'm good for.
Go for it.
I got
a demon.
A demon. No. Demon is a critical failure, and I think it just means you super fail. Let me look at the rules. It just means nothing happens. I don't think it's worse for any reason. Rules summary on combat. Melee combat, critical hits, or it might just be in rolls. Pushing rolls, opposed rolls, general rolls. Yeah, it's just a demon. It's just bad. It just means that it's a super not success. I mean, you can describe it to me if you want. Like, how do things go from bad to worse here?
I think I fall in the hole.
Okay. Oh my god. All right. Make a mobility check for me really quick. Free action because you're falling. This is to halve the damage as you fall.
I did not make it.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, I have a bane on that.
You have a bane on mobility?
It doesn't matter anyways.
Oh, okay.
I make it.
Okay. Macander falls right into it. Oh my god. Okay, so
that was a good. I'm swinging at bats coming out of a giant hole.
All right, your fall damage. So you take a d6 of the way fall damage works is you take a d6 of fall damage for every meter past 3. It's a 5-meter drop, so you took 2d6, and I got a 6 and a 5, so it's 11.
Oh wow!
But you
absorb
a good. Wait, I don't remember. Does falling?
I doubt it.
I don't know if armor absorbs falling. Just a sec. I have to find this out. I have to look at the actual PDF. I don't think I wrote it down in the one thing. It's in hazards. Other hazards. Armor does not protect against falling damage. Jesus Christ. All right. 11 points of damage to Macander.
Okay. That was unpleasant.
And the bats are continuing to swarm. All right.
I didn't expect the damage to be that high from falling. Oh well.
All right. Still just Macander and Baston as this thing swarms. Since Aodan has been keeping his distance, luckily, make another will save as you, especially Macander here. In fact, Macander, I'd like you to take a bane to this roll because you just fell into a pit of dark, horrible bats. So this is extra scary for you. And for Baston, I would like you to take a boon on this roll because as Macander falls, you've been down here, you've been around this swarm, you've already gotten feared once. I will give you a boon, an extra d6 to roll against not being feared here. Macander, is that underneath your will?
Look, wow, this purple is awful.
I'm sorry. Oh, you can, if you hit the night button, you can turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off the night mode. So 15. No, I will actually do the.
You're gonna push?
I'll scar.
Okay. This will be willpower based, which I believe is going to be the purple color. So you'll want to mark your token with the purple circle, and go ahead and re-roll. Ugh.
I got the same roll.
Same roll. Fuck. That push re-roll is re-rolling all the dice. Baston, will you give me a roll with a boon?
Sure.
Is that underneath your will?
No.
Fuck. All right. So you both are taking some fear elements here. Let me go back to fear and confirm that this is something that stacks. Doesn't specify.
Dude. Mage will find new friends.
Okay, I think that's just happening. It just says to roll. All right. So for this one, we'll start with Macander. Macander, you are exhausted. You are panting. The intense fear leaves you out of breath and makes you exhausted. Probably the air is out of your lungs as you slam down. So go ahead.
I'm not exhausted from that. I'm exhausted from the slamming into the ground.
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense to me. From hitting the ground and being winded. That is the green.
Yeah.
Excellent. And for Baston, you suffer the condition scared. You are shaken. So that is the purple, which is will.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and put that on your token as a purple mark, and that's it for the bats. Aeodon. Your friends have both... Well, Baston's already down there. Macander fell. It's just this horrible spinning typhoon of bats.
Oh no, there's only one spell for this. I am going to cast Gust of Wind.
Okay. Excellent.
I don't know how much it costs.
It will cost, just like all your spells, 2 points of willpower, and if
Okay.
you want to boost it, it's additional 2 for both levels. Like two more willpower to go to level 2, 2 more willpower to go to level.
I'm gonna spend 6.
Oh my god, you're going all the fucking way.
I'm gonna use 6
Okay.
willpower for this.
All right.
Spell.
I love it. So
This
go ahead and
spell
spend
summons a
that.
great
Spend that on your
gust of-
token.
Okay, let me.
6.
My friends are going to die. Like this is like.
Yeah, things are not looking the best. Let me look at this spell. Okay. Hurl 2.d6 meters away from you. All untethered creatures of the size of the area and effect are pushed. Okay, go ahead and roll.
Can I do this without hurting them?
Yes. Yes.
More than 2
you
meters
can.
away from you.
Well, it's going to be 2d6 meters. Yeah, it's a great gust of wind. Small objects are hurled this far away, which I will count these vampiric bats as small objects. All untethered creatures of human size in the area are pushed an additional amount. Go ahead and roll it, and I'm going to describe it, and I think we'll see how it works here. So go ahead and roll that 2d6.
It's not just I'm doing it I'm doing it at a 3rd level, so it's,
I know, it's extra.
It's 4d6.
It's actually not 46, so they're additional. They're actually something called a D3, which I have on here. It's a D6 halved.
Okay.
Which in play you would just roll a D6 and have it, but I've made a D3 macro for you to be able to use. So
Okay, so what do I roll first?
roll the 2d6 first.
Okay. Nice. This macro is great. I wish we had this in Tomb.
All right, nice. So that is going to be 7 meters away. And then I would like you to roll all untethered creatures size D3. All untethered creatures up to human size within the area effect to push D3 meters away from you per power. Okay, and then roll 3d3. This is crazy. 9. Oh my god, 16 meters and 9 points of damage. Okay.
I'll like spin my staff and I'll go Hardio Smitho, and I'll a tornado.
Literally, a tornado appears at the very center of this shaft, going all the way down to the floor of the vaulted room below, and all the way up to the top of the vampiric bat pyre that is above. And it begins to suck all of these vampiric bats out of the chamber below and up into the surface. It is enough to push Baston and Macander to the edges of the room. I would say it does not damage them in this scenario, as it is a very centered attack, but it fucks up those bats, and it actually sucks them completely out of the room and over to, I would say, probably the edge of this map. So they're all up here now. That is. Do you want to move? Do you run?
I'm gonna jump into the hole.
Yeah, jump into the hole. Oh my god. god. Okay. You just want to jump? You don't want to climb? You just want to jump?
I'm gonna climb.
Make a mobility check. This is a part of your movement, so this one comes free.
And before he tumbles in here and cracks his head open on the floor.
Oh my god. Mobility, please.
Sorry, change what's actually going to happen. It's going to be Baston is going to live.
My mobility's 8. I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. You climb down without hurting yourself.
I'm the one with wings.
I don't think I could do that again for a while.
The bats spend their turn spilling back into the room. Macander, what would you like to do?
I will stand up and beat on some bats.
Oops.
Why not, right? I do hit.
Okay. Go ahead and do some damage. That is your dice plus your bonus.
13 damage.
13 damage. Did the initiative get messed up? Did something happen?
Yeah, it did get moved around a little bit.
Huh.
Oh, we're supposed to redo the initiative after that?
We were supposed to redo the initiative after
Yeah.
that. Let's do a fresh initiative, if that's okay with y'all.
Okay.
Because I think we fucked it up. My apologies. I'm getting used to this, just like y'all are. It's not technically down there right now, so let's do a new initiative. Get all y'all. Add turn. Deal cards. Please don't have any repeats. Doesn't look like it.
No, we're good.
Okay. So that makes sense. Okay, this is better. Vampiric bats spill back into the room. And it is Baston's turn.
Okie dokie. Alright, I passed the will thingy.
Okay, you have your turn.
Awesome. Alright. I'm going to run up and I'm going to hit it.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit him with my long spear.
So roll against spears.
Oh. I miss.
Okay, you want to push it?
Sure.
Okay. You will
I
take...
missed again.
Motherfucker. You will
We're
take...
good at this.
The one game... I knew this would happen. I was like, Kyle, I literally thought this earlier today. I was like, Kyle, it's a game where you roll low because you talk about how bad your dice luck is, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
We really need Josh.
The universe comes after you for some reason. Okay. You move to attack. And the bats are too many. They are going to continue trying to fuck your shit up. Okay.
Info would be amazing in this.
Everybody make a will save.
Fail.
Got it.
Dustin, for Aodon.
And what's my...
Will, you're rolling against your willpower score.
Oh, my current willpower?
Yep.
No,
Oh,
your actual willpower stat.
Oh, your willpower stat. Yeah, your will.
At the top. In the green dragon. thing.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So will 19. Jeez. Is that good or bad?
That's terrible.
19 is very good. You can
Oh,
easily
right.
roll
All
under
right.
19. So just roll a d20. Don't roll a 20. All right, you're good.
Got the first dragon.
you got the first dragon.
Is that a...
It's a significant roll. It doesn't give you anything extra in this scenario because most crits only happen on weapon die or on weapon or spell rolls. But you are not fucking afraid, Aodon. You are not afraid of these bats
I'm
at
not
all.
afraid of these pathetic creatures.
I rolled a 1 on
You
the
rolled a 1 on the fear table. You are enfeebled. The fear at this point is draining your energy and determination. You will lose some willpower.
Sweet. What?
You
What do I do?
Go and roll 2d6.
Okay.
All right, that's what I rolled on my dice. You will lose 9 willpower.
Okay.
Okay. Bat's still freaking out. Okay. Kyle's still with the highest con score. They are making a coordinated attack.
Slightly better than it was
You
now
can choose.
that you have the most hit points.
You can choose to attempt to dodge or parry.
I used my action.
Oh, you did.
It went by very quickly. I don't blame you for thinking I hadn't.
It is 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And you need to roll to resist fear.
Roger. I fail.
Go ahead and roll a
I'm
d8.
going to push it. I get a demon.
God, what the fuck?
We're good at this.
Oh my god. So you have to apply, when you push it, you do have to apply it to another stat that makes sense. One that you don't already have a condition on. So something that makes sense from the ones that are left.
Oh, I already had...
You want to take it back? You can take it back. I will allow you to take it back if you thought it was going to be covered.
I still would have done it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to lose a turn.
Right.
So I'll just put it in intelligence and be angry.
Okay.
Because
that
that's
makes
very
sense.
immersive for me right now.
So apply orange. Okay. That fear is going to be a shaken condition, scared. So you are already scared. So nothing. You're just still afraid of this situation. Possibly afraid for your life. Aeodon.
I mean, I have 4 HP left. I'm definitely fearful for that.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Bastion and Macander don't look good.
I'm running out of strength, my friend.
Well, actually, Macander is still. Oh no, Macander still has his HP.
I have 11 willpower.
Their
left.
willpower is drained.
Oh,
I'd
said the wrong one.
Okay, reset your willpower and apply it to your damage, Macander.
I am going to cast Gust of Wind again
Okay.
at 2nd level.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 4 points, and I'm, without trying to hit Baston, I'm just going to crash these fucking bats into the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d6, and then 2d3.
Okay. Wait, that's 6. Oh, I have so little. Oh, no. Okay. 2d6. Is that good or bad?
Did they go in? I don't see them.
I thought that... Oh, 9.
Okay, and then roll 2d3.
It's taking a minute for it to...
Yeah, you batter them up against the wall. There are only a few bats left scouring the room, and they are slammed up against the wall. Many of them drop dead, but a few still linger and remain. Coolworth, where you're standing, Aeodon?
No, I'm gonna... Macander, finish them!
Macander.
Okay. I will step into the bats wherever they are.
It's fine. I'm sure you can reach the area to attack. They're around. This is a very aerial, like all around.
All right, and then I will do the thing that I do.
Try and cut them down. All right. Yeah, you swing, and the last remaining bats are just hard to hit. As okay, everybody is being attacked at once. There's 3 bats for 3 people, so this makes sense. You can choose to dodge this if you would like to attempt to dodge. There's damage coming y'all's way.
Reroll the initiative.
Oh, did it come? Oh, yeah, Mackinder was over. I'm so sorry. Reroll initiative. They are not going right now. Getting used to that. All right, remove. Actually, I don't have to remove. I'm just gonna redeal. And nobody got a similar one. Ascending, the 0 goes last. Aeodon.
Actually, zero's 10, right?
0's 10.
Cool. I'm gonna use one of my abilities.
Okay.
I'm using Seasoned Fighter. I activate it at the start of a round of combat.
Okay. You spend your willpower?
Yes. Do you remember what my thing was last turn? It
Um,
was 2, right?
It was 2, yep. No, you
yeah,
were
so I keep
1.
my...
Oh, yeah, you were 2. You were 2.
So I keep my initiative card instead of drawing a new one.
Okay.
And I can do that out of turn, so...
Go ahead and spend the willpower, and, yeah, you keep your same initiative card.
Cool beans.
For Seasoned Fighter.
So, -1. I am going to make an attack.
I will give you a boon in this scenario, as there are only a few bats left, though the source of your fear. I will counteract the bane of your current strength condition, so it is a straight roll.
Okay. I hit him.
Okay, go ahead and do your damage from your weapon die and your bonus strength damage, which is another additional dice. Oh my god, okay. How do you vanquish the last remaining bats?
I think he just charges forward in a fearful, angry frenzy and just swings his claws, his spears, and his fangs in every direction after finally breaking out of fearful paralysis in what he figured was going to be his final act, and then is surprised that he is still alive.
Excellent. And there are no more bats around you. You have killed an entire cauldron of vampiric bats. Slain around you are there many bodies. And you are alive, though stricken with, I'm sure, all kinds of exhaustion. As you get a look around this room.
We'll hear a couple heavy thuds as he drops his spear and then also drops his body on the floor and just collapses on the floor and starts licking his wounds.
Yeah, we see Bastion begin to tend to himself immediately. Many of those wounds, those bite marks, those scrapes got quite deep, but maybe there was even more damage in there.
I just see the wizards. Aeoden just slumps to the ground. Too much of my magic has been spent. I need to rest.
I'm not going anywhere.
Sounds like we are preparing for a stretch. Stretch rest. Mackander, you are also in agreement, as I imagine you look down at your own wounds.
Mostly self-inflicted, so...
God, you're back. Oh my god. Fucking falling straight down. Okay.
I mentioned I fell beak first.
Oh god. Freaking Daffy Duck, your beak's upside down. Jesus. So,
Stretch rest is going to be me wrapping the beak in gauze, so...
Thankfully, a stretch rest is only 15 minutes. On a stretch rest, you can heal naturally 1d6 HP, and you can also remove one condition that you have on you. Included with that is 2d6 willpower. Now, if someone decides to attend to you and succeed on a healing roll, they can give you, you can go from 1d6 HP to 2d6 HP, but they will be expending their turn to do, their rest to do so. So they will not be benefiting at all from a rest. So however y'all want to do that, that is up to you. And only one stretch can be taken within a shift. So within only one short rest within a long rest.
Okay, so how do we...
Do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you to take these cloths and help me get these bites I can't reach. Will you help me?
Eodani looks a lot more hurt than you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you're
I'm
unscathed. You're unscathed. He is. He is
The question is, how much
looking
willpower
well.
does he have left?
I have 7 willpower.
So you would. I'm seeing 5 here on your token.
Oh.
You would
I guess so.
you would forego gaining willpower on this stretch rest, but you could choose to dig it out of your body if you wanna hurt yourself. But that is your choice, or you can attempt to make a healing roll with Baston. Is your healing good?
My healing is 14.
That's good. So you could help Baston gain 2d6 HP.
But I would lose the ability to get my willpower.
You would not be taking a rest. You'd be spending it to help Baston.
I could heal you, Baston, but I would no longer have the ability to cast spells to aid us like I did this time.
What would Aodon do? He knows that he can sacrifice his body for willpower if he needs to.
I will help him.
Okay, make a healing roll. That is not underneath. You could choose to push this roll if you want, and if you do so, Aodon, you will take a hit to. Let me find my skill list. Your intelligence. You will become angry.
He'll angrily wrap those bandages up.
Do you want to attempt to push? If you do, you have to take the new die result. Succeed or fail, but you'll become angry. You'll get the angry condition regardless, which means all your future intelligence rolls, anything based in intelligence, will come with a bane, plus 1d6.
No, I can't do. That's all my stuff.
Okay. Well then, the roll fails. You are unable to aid Baston, but Baston will still be gaining 1d6 HP.
I think you will start to try to help him, and inadvertently damage him, irritate one of his wounds, and he'll snarl and snatch the bandages back and say, "Forget it! I'll heal myself!
Forgive me, Baston. These old hands."
Just step away.
Fair enough.
Alright, I healed up my...
Okay.
I am no longer exhausted
Yeah,
now that I've caught my breath. I'm a little bit scared, though.
Fucking 3.
Baston regains 3 HP, and you can remove one condition, Baston. So you are angry, scared, and... what's the other one? Angry, scared, and... what was the other one? Dazed, yeah.
I'll remove the days.
All right. 15 minutes passes, and it's mostly quiet in this underground chamber. You don't hear anything beyond those doors either. That torch still flickering. Roll a d6 to see if it goes out during the stretch, Baston. Nope. It held on. It's still burning. And a torch will burn for an entire shift. 6 hours.
Alright, I guess I will pick it up.
Okay, let me mess with the lighting really quick, because that would mean that you have some lighting. I know it's going to go dark for everybody. Let me just give me a sec. Don't worry, everything's okay.
That was the right amount of lighting, wasn't it? Or you're setting it to him.
I'm setting it to him. Okay. It just got a lot brighter because there's no way for me to do it any other. I can't do like a fade on a Mit's light for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh no, yes I can. Low light, got it. 5 and 5. This is much more moody. There we go. Not so bright. So Baston picks up the torch and fills the room with light. Light that was already there, but no longer dimmed by being snuffed on the floor.
Is that 10?
That is 10. That is 5 meters of dim and 5 meters of the other. Yep. Let me see. Yeah, because the dim is out on the edge. It just fills this room.
Oh, is that the edge of the walls?
Yep, that's the edge of the walls around you.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
That makes more sense. I'm like that is not 15.
No, you're good. You're good. It's 10.
Okay, that makes more sense.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Are there any doors?
Yeah.
Is this door?
Yeah.
Let's see if this stupid bats were worth it.
Yeah.
Are there any crowns?
You do see, funny enough, a stunning stylized crown that is sort of carved into this set of double doors. Its form reaching both sides, and it is also painted a light silver. The paint still clings to its original color, but is worn over time.
Type of crown.
Make a learning roll.
Okay. I'm actually decent at that. Not that good. Decent though.
Okay. Just looks like a crown. Like what you would think a normal symbol of a crown would be. The symbol of royalty. It's got the spikes. It's got the base. It would fit nicely upon a king's head. But you will also note, both Bastion and Macander getting close to the door, that it does seem like it is not fully closed. As you approach, it is cracked, slightly ajar.
Is it a push door or a pull door?
Pull.
Then we can't be as dramatic.
Before he answered, I was about to say it's a push door and I kick it, and that would have been problematic.
You can see the big iron rings that are meant to pull. For certain. That would have been great.
Crunch.
That's not the best day for Baston at all.
And I'm dazed again.
Fuck.
I'll pull it open.
All right.
He reaches out and pulls the door towards him. Stick the torch above his head so we can shed the light inside.
Hey,
So,
it's green light.
on the other side of the door, you see a pathway leading directly to the right and to the left. But on an opening, the first thing that you would see is green light pouring in from an opening that is sealed by a portcullis. The light would be enough to illustrate a few things in the chamber beyond. You would certainly note that the floor still beaten earth. You haven't gotten to stone or anything like that quite yet, but you do see on through the with the flickering torch streams through that black iron portcullis, you see two mummified guard-looking fellas with rusted chainmail and long spears flanking either side of that barred gate.
Oh my.
It smells older this way, mustier, more ancient.
That's the way that we need to go then, huh?
Macander, you would see pretty much darkness on either side as you aside of you as you step out past Bastion and the light, and you would certainly note that both of these just sort of empty tunnels. Certainly dark, but there is a dampness as well. You can hear a dripping of water coming through. The air is cold on either side as well. And you can also see that the sort of padded ground gives way just past Bastion's Light to either of these passages on your right and left to a rougher ground that is not well done. It's slithering roots, worms, and centipedes. You can even hear the sound of bugs crackling on either side, moving, however many swarms might be around there. And it just seems wet in these passages. And as Bastion makes his way up to you and illuminates both of them, you would see all of these bugs sort of crawl back in a huge chorus into the roots. Both of these passageways are not hewn well. They were dug out, but they didn't pad the floor. They didn't do anything. It's just roots and bugs and damp, misty grossness on either side of you. You'd have to duck, especially Baston, I imagine, to get through.
Yeah, I'm not going down those. If there's gonna be treasure buried here, it's gonna be through that portcullis.
Yeah, probably.
I will step forward.
Okay. Now you enter into the room and get a pretty good look at these two mummified guard-like creatures. That green light sort of hitting the warmth of your orange light, natural light from your flame, and sort of canceling each other out. It just sort of illuminates that portcullis with a green hue.
What's through the portcullis?
Yeah, you step up to look through. You takes a minute for your eyes to adjust. So much light around in contrast to the dark. But you see a small room beyond with an oak table in the middle and those burning green torches on the wall. You see a mummified woman in gilded chainmail sitting at the far end of the table. An iron-fitted oak door is behind the mummy and bears an ancient symbol in glittering silver. One that you recognize. It's that crown again.
That crown. Would it... Like, I'm assuming we could put two and two together that this is the crown we're looking for.
Yeah,
It's a symbol, not a...
It's a symbol.
It's the actual crown.
You can make a learning roll if you want, Eodon.
Is it the actual crown on the table? On the next to the mummified?
It is on a door. So it's not the actual crown. I'll describe again. It is a iron-fitted oak door behind this mummified lady who is sitting at this table, and on the iron-fitted oak door, it bears an ancient symbol in glittering silver, very similar to the crown symbol on the door you just passed through.
Okay, I can roll.
Make a learning check.
I have a 14 in learning.
It's the second time it's come up. Very nice. You recognize the symbol. This symbol carries weight, which I think might fill your heart with a little bit of hope. The rumors that you were given were certainly not false. One moment. Just to confirm. Yes. Excellent. You know the place that you're going to, the Misty Vale. You're on the outskirts of it. You're entering in. Many would say you're practically there, if not there already, on your way along the road. There are tales of the Misty Vale. You read up on this place before you decided to head out on any sort of expedition to this location, Eodon. And you know that the Misty Vale was once ruled by a mighty dragon-worshipping kingdom very, very long ago. Their mounds are sort of lost time. Not a lot of people know where they are, but this symbol carries weight. Unless it was faked at some point, this could be a burial mound of that ancient kingdom. It means royalty. The treasures here could definitely be true. This is a good sign.
If these markings prove true, this could be the relics from the ancient kingdom of dragons. We could have a a fortune beyond imagining. Down here, gentlemen. Everything we want and are looking for could be
quite a
here.
bit.
Mackinder and Bastion, you'll also note that the portcullis does have a metal sort of box frame built into its side that hosts a keyhole. Though a little bit rusted, actually very, very rusted. You imagine that it is not, this one especially is super rusted. You will note though, Mackinder, when you looked into that chamber, there were other portcullises. Other entries into this room. One to the east and one to the west. But they also hosted portcullises. Sorry, go ahead.
These figures in front of the door, were they also mummies or just statues?
Just one mummy, a mummy of a woman sitting sitting at a chair at a table.
Oh, he's asking about the ones next to us.
Oh, those are just mummies, yeah. What was your question exactly about them?
I was asking if they were statues or if they were actually
They are
just
mummified.
figures.
They are mummified, once living things.
Are they embedded in the wall or are they standing like...
They're crumbled.
mannequins?
They're crumbled to the... They're sort of like leaned back. They're very like Pirates of the Caribbean style skeleton in the corner of the room for ambiance.
Okay. I take my spear in both hands and I cleave the one to the left.
Dust and bones.
Alright. And before anybody can say anything about the other one, I do the same.
Aeodon, as this happens, I would like you to make a roll for me.
Okay.
I would like you to make a... I'm going to say that this is a survival check.
All right. Oh wait, no. That's with the Bane.
Okay. So your roll was a 4.
Oh.
Did you get it? Is that underneath your survival?
Yeah, mine's a survival's a 14.
Okay. With each strike that Bastion made, as those bones sort of fell to dust on either side, you get a sort of chilling feeling as you feel like with each strike, there was a sound that came from behind you. Could have just been Baston's weapon, but there was a clang, a sound of metal, very faint behind you. Could have very well been the echo, but you're not sure.
I calmly, slowly turn around.
You turn around and you see the chamber that you came from before. The door still swung open, nestled on the statues that were on either side that you cannot actually see right now. And at the edge of the torchlight, you see lonely darkness.
Mackinder!
What?
I think something's moving in this room. Baston!
Yes, you're moving in this room.
Oh, Baston! Every time you seem to be striking the skeleton, something seems to be happening. Must be cautious.
What's happening?
I heard something faintly moving.
Did you
Could be
see how many bugs and rats were in this place?
No, you fool. It's far too much of a dangerous situation to leave on no stone unturned.
You think there's something backwards?
Yes, these...
Show yourself, you bloody coward! He marches towards the door, kicks the other one open, and charges into the room with his torch.
Your voice echoes into the chamber. The only thing you see is the statues where they were, the bats' corpses lying all about, the single square of light above your head where you drop down.
Yeah, he will march along the periphery of the room, snarling.
There's no one. Make a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Oops. They're down here. Ah,
Hey,
I
that
got
is a dragon. Very fucking nice. Love it. Okay.
That just confirms there's nothing.
You
right.
kick the dirt around, sort of with your sort of movement, trying to find out, like what the hell's in here, what's going on, and your foot hits something that clangs, tung, 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 in front of you. It carries weight and hits the dust, the shape of a weapon. As you pull your light closer to it, you see a dagger. It is crudely carved. Metal that is I would say it's metal and stone, sort of metal laced stone, but there is a shine, a shimmer to the blade that seems unnatural. Other than that, it's covered in dust, a little bit of muck.
I pick it up.
You pick it up. Make a survival check for me, Baston.
No.
I fail.
Okay. You're not sure what what's with the blade, but you can tell just by looking at it that it's some kind of liquid as a drop of it falls off of the edge. Seems to be coated in something.
Is the ceiling illuminated by our
Yeah, it is.
light? This blade leaks with something.
What did you find? A blade?
Some stupid knife.
Can I...
You want to take a look at it? Yeah, he's holding it out. Make a roll.
for what? What would I roll?
Survival or learning?
He's
okay.
pinching. He is pinching the end of the haft, the counterbalancer, if it has one.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, he's just pinching it between his thumb and his pointer finger and just holding it out in front of him.
Yeah. Ooh, I got
By
4.
the way,
My learning's 14.
A crude poison coats this blade.
Oh, be careful, Baston. Poison coats that blade.
With a 4, I will say, since it's pretty low, something that you'll also note about poison that's worth noting. It is extremely lethal to those of most humanoid races, most animals as well. Monsters, on the other hand, creatures like these bats and maybe something worse, are unaffected by poison. The blade perhaps was discarded.
It bodes ill. The poison does not work on monsters. I believe it would be useless against them. Seems like it was abandoned.
We've already destroyed the monster that laired here. It does not matter.
Perhaps.
Here, he gives it to you.
No.
Just don't cut yourself with it.
No. Just drop it on the ground.
No, this is for you.
No, a single drop would kill me.
Yes, well, then don't stab yourself with it.
I don't trust myself.
No, see, look, I'm in your space. It's yours.
Oh, no. Give it to Makander. He would love something like that.
Makander, do you favor whatever this
it's
kitchen
a little
knife is?
small.
You could instantly kill your brother with that.
I can already kill my brother at any time, but that wouldn't be honorable. Coward.
Oh. Still, I don't want it. I have my magic.
Cowards kill with knives. I drop it.
It hits the
Exactly.
dust. You see once again the gross ass
I guess
passages.
I will pick up the knife, just
Okay.
to not leave it behind, but...
You have a knife in your inventory. Feel free to write that down on a scrap piece of paper near you.
Okay.
A poisoned knife of potency 9.
What? These hallways. Wait, Baston. These hallways. Perhaps the thing I heard moved down either of these two passages.
Sturdy does this portcullis look?
It's pretty rusted. You imagine It probably would not withstand 30 points of damage.
Makanda, you use a mace, right?
I use an axe.
So
It's sharp on this edge.
So the other, is it a double-bladed or is it just...
Oh no, the other end is hammer-like, yes.
I think we could break this down.
Well, we can definitely try.
Yeah, Markander, you want to start to try to hack away at this thing?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, you put the shield to the side. Double fist. You don't got to roll. Double fist the mace that it's a mace.
It's a axe,
axe.
but it's a single-bladed axe because double-bladed axes are terrible.
You see the rusted portion of the gate, the best place where you want to start striking, and you begin to hammer down. With each strike, an echoing sound of metal hitting metal bursts forth and passes each of you, each one ringing like a gong. Aeodon.
I cover my ears.
Oh, yes.
You cover your ears as well, I imagine?
Yes.
Aeodon, I'd like you to make a survival check for me.
Oh.
We'll be the death of you yet, old man.
A 7, did you get it? I think you did.
Yep.
With each bang Markander makes with hefty blow into the metal, it lets out a sound, and the echo goes out. But for you, from what you hear, even through your ears, the echo bounces back, like the bang being met with yet another bang. Bang! Ting, ting, ting. Bang! Ting, ting, ting. As this happens, as this goes one at a time, one blow, second blow, Markander, you bring it in for a third. One more strike, and it will break this door down. It cannot withstand your mighty blows.
Wait, please, Basson. I could hear something. Your bang is. The impacts of your blows are being met equally. Something
I
else.
hear over the loud sound of me breaking this door down.
I rush over and I grab you.
Yeah. You go to stop Markander from making this final blow. So this is an opposed. Is this an opposed roll, Markander?
Sure, why not?
Okay, we are doing an opposed roll. Good, we're getting some stuff done here. I love it. So let me go up to this guy. All right. So with an opposed roll, you are both making rolls against a relative stat. And I will say Aeodon is the active party, while Markander is the defensive party. It's sort of attacker, defender. That's kind of how I'm going to associate that. So for Aeodon, this will apply to you. If you fail your roll, game over. Doesn't matter what Markander rolls. If you succeed and Markander fails, you win. If you both succeed, the better result wins. But you win on a tie. So this is definitely strength-based. So I think this is literally just a strength roll. Is what I'm going to do, and I think it would be based on both of you. If it's you trying to restrain Markander and stop this final blow versus Markander going for it anyway, both of y'all can roll against strength.
I made it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no, no. Is your strength pretty low?
I met it. Mine's
And
10.
you're higher. You managed to stop me.
All right.
Oh my god.
You stop him.
I give him a prod of my staff.
What are you doing, you daft fool? It's almost broken.
You're the one who's being daft. Listen.
As Markander goes for that strike and is stopped, an echo comes back where a hit was not made. You all turn back slowly to look into the darkness. another, and another. The darkness is not lonely anymore.
Can I move over here?
No, you cannot. You guys are not surprised this round as a form fills the doorway behind you. I would like you all to roll initiative. Oh no, there's no. What am I saying? There's no initiative. I'm crazy.
Give me my card.
Ross,
Give me a card.
initiative, Edward.
A card is about to be rolled. Okay.
I really like this roll system. It's nice.
Okay. I have to. I'm gonna remove all turns here, and we're gonna change the music up a little bit as a figure enters our area. I'm gonna give y'all a little picture so that you can keep that in mind. There you go. That's for
All right.
That's for y'all. And we're going to.
Hey, Odon, you're front and forward on this one.
Oh, please.
Oh no. Uh-oh. And
Oh, fuck me.
not good. All right. And then one more for this guy. Okay.
Or for this guy.
He's got
There's two
two.
guys.
He's got two. No, he has 2 marks on the initiative.
Oh, what a special fucking boy.
He is. Okay. So this is the mark. The 0 goes all the way at the end. Alrighty. Music change. I'll take a minute to start up. Macander, you are first. As this form completely fills this door, you see a massive hulking figure covered from head to toe in horned armor, and in one hand rests a massive mace, dug itself just by its own weight into the ground before it. Its form is both here and not here. There is a spectral element to what you are seeing, but it almost flickers like you imagine like sort of an abnormal sort of thing appearing on a TV screen. Though you don't know what a TV screen is. I'm just giving this to Alex. Very ring-like as it's flickering in and out of being here and not here. You see horrible red eyes piercing from the helm. This is a monstrous horror that you face. What would you like to do?
I yell at him that he doesn't need the crown anymore, and he should just probably die.
As you rush forward.
And I guess I'll try to hit him.
Okay. Yeah. Go for a strike on this guy.
Hit.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me damage. Plus your extra. Excellent.
Yep. That is a terrible roll.
Okay. Yeah. His armor absorbs most of that. Some of your damage gets through. You heft the blade and just cleave it right into the metal, and it just kinks in and is stuck just a tiny little bit. You'll be able to get it out. It's not actually stuck. But you note that you hit this thing. It is like striking into an oak tree. It is just thick and unyielding.
Well, it's a good thing I have an axe.
It's good. All right. End of your turn. It goes. Oh, where is my window? I always minimize them and they disappear to weird places. All right. Okay. It looks down at you, Macander, with a horrible stare. So cold, it seeps to the deepest parts of your soul. I have to look up a quick thing, because I don't know how this one rule works. He is affecting you with basically poison here. So I need to reread poison really quick. So bear with me for just a second. Oh God, PDF reader in this is terrible. Oh, I have it up in another place. This is much better. Here we go. Okay. So this has a potency of 14. What that means is that it is making. Okay, so this is an opposed roll. So I get to finally roll. I am rolling versus the potency, and you are rolling versus Constitution. So go ahead and make a Constitution roll. And I'm going to roll versus a 14.
I make it.
He made it with a 2.
I made it with a 7.
Okay, so I think this poison is happening.
Alright.
It is a paralyzing poison effect. So that will mean that you become dazed. And you must make a con roll at the start of each turn. If it fails, you can neither move nor perform actions until your next turn. The effect will wear off after one stretch if you are given an antidote. This is not an antidote situation. This is just the normal effect. So if you took a stretch, it would go. So you are dazed, and you have to make a con roll. These eyes hit you, and something about them enter again into that deepest part of your soul, and it is so cold and alone here. So you give yourself dazed. Baston.
Question.
Yes.
So there are multiple actions that can be taken.
Yes,
I've
the
been
action
trying to find.
cheat sheet.
Yeah, I've been trying to find. I guess it's just not in the quick start guide.
What's up?
What is disarm?
What? Where's
Like how
disarm?
does that go down?
Yeah,
it's
where
under
is
melee
disarm?
attack. Special actions such as trip, disarm, grapple, and break.
Let
also
me
count
see
as
if this
actions.
is somewhere in the quick start guide. If it's something they detailed.
I just skimmed.
I
through
have
every
a
page.
feature of my battle axe that is also not in the quick start guide. I looked.
Yeah, they haven't detailed it yet, so we don't have anything. I would say it's an opposed check to get the weapon out of their hand. Like if I'm gonna make something up right now, it would be like an opposed check to get their weapon out of their hand, so they would have to spend an action picking it up.
Okay.
That's how I would see it.
Would that count as a melee attack, or is that just a separate action?
It would probably count. It would be a melee attack, I think.
Okay.
And it probably would be an
Alright.
opposed roll using your weapon skill versus his weapon skill.
Okay. So, what Baston's going to do is he is going to heft his heavy long spear in both hands, his grip almost quivering on the haft because he is still afraid,
Yeah.
trying to choke down that fear as he takes a deep breath, smelling in that scented perfume in the handkerchief that still covers his snout. And his eye will open, and we'll see it just tighten to a predatorial slit as he stares at this thing, and he rips off the handkerchief and takes in the scent of his prey, and I'm going to activate hunting instincts.
Ooh.
So I use my action for combat,
Okay.
so I can do nothing else right now. I know the scent of my prey,
Okay.
and I can track him for a day, and I'm going to spend an additional waypoint to gain a boon for attacks against my prey.
Okay.
So that'll be my turn.
All right. Spend that willpower, and it is its go.
Also, what's this RPG system? I'll try and look this stuff up while it's not my turn.
This RPG system?
Yeah.
It is Dragonbane. The rules PDF is right in the in Roll20.
That's just the quick start guide. I already went through the
Oh,
whole thing.
the
It's a
system
Kickstarter.
it's a Kickstarter. It's not out yet.
Oh,
it-
so there's mechanics that aren't even in here?
Not yet,
Okay.
yeah. But
Alright.
we can make them up as we go because this doesn't. It won't come out until
That's
the end
fair.
of the year. All right. So it is going to make a. Oh man.
It's the Kickstarter. It won't be out until this time next year.
With frosty silence and creaking joints, the knight, as I will call him, swings its weapon up and then directly down at you, Macander. Would you like to try and dodge or parry?
Well, I attacked already, so I don't have a card.
You don't have a card. That's right. Okay. It's going to swing down on you with great heft. That's 11, so only 4 points of damage to you.
Okay.
And you are knocked down, which means nothing in this system. Don't worry about it. It's a free action to get back up, which is weird. I don't really know why that matters. I think they have to come out with additional rules for what knockdown means, but you're knocked down.
Okay.
Boom! It slams down with a great heft, smashing to Macander. Got the shield up, got the armor sort of taking most of the hit. Shield is more for parry, but I'm just doing theming here. And you weather the strike, but it comes with such weight. Aeodon.
I'll do what I can. I will cast a fireball.
Okay. What level?
Just a normal level.
Okay. Go ahead and burn 2 willpower and roll against your magic, which is a 14, I believe, elementalism.
Yes, and I will. It's a 14.
Oh. The magic fizzles in your hand as the fire attempts to produce the cold all around you is too much to produce the flame. You can move if you would like, Aeodon.
I'm sorry, the magic is too cold in here. I'll have to try again.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Macander. Wait. Reroll. Will you do it again?
Yeah,
Okay. We rerolled. Okay. Thank you. That's going to be hard to remember. I hope they implement something.
Wait, I gotta reroll?
Nope. I'm re-rolling. We're good. So this is the new roll, Baston.
Okay. Baston is going to take a step forward,
Okay.
and using his long spear, he is going to attempt the disarm. So
Okay. That is how many meters on the long...
he can attack 2 squares away.
Okay, so you'd have to do just right
so
there.
he needs to be one more.
Yep, just one more.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can go through Macander.
Yep.
All right, this is a contested whirl. His weapon skill versus yours.
Alrighty. Do I roll this with the boon, or do I not?
Take the boon.
Okay.
Take the boon. All right, he made it with a 9.
Oh, I made it with a 7.
Then you are the winner. Describe to me how you were able to get this hefty mace out of his hands and onto the ground.
Okay. So I think what'll happen is, because his attack is coming up right after Baston's, I imagine he is holding it up above his head, getting ready to bring it down. And as he does so, Baston is going to slide his spear over Macander's shoulder, catching the knight right below his gauntlet, twirling it around like it's a forearm grab.
Okay.
And forcing the redirection of the hit to hit the ground, and then he steps on the haft of the mace and throws it out of his hand. So, boom, and he steps on it and just forces him to let go.
All right. So that is a weapon on the ground that anyone can pick up on their turn. But it will take it. It is a full action to pick up a weapon. Excuse me. So he's disarmed. I just need to check something really quick to see if I can move and do it. I think I can move and do an action with these. I don't think it's split up. I just want to confirm that because I don't want to be doing that wrong. Let me just look at the movement on monsters. Yep. Just like player characters, monsters have a movement score and can move before or after their attack, or divide their movement before and after the attack, taking flight or landing as free actions. Got it. Okay. Then he has to spend that whole time. God, what does that even look like? Yeah, you slam that out. I imagine he shut like thematically, because I like the idea of your foot being on it. But mechanically, he can pick up the weapon. Thematically, I like the idea of him having to move and like shove you off it to like take it back. But that's his whole turn. Aeodon.
I'll launch another fireball at him,
Okay.
further depleting my will.
Yep. So go ahead and spend 2 of your 3 remaining will and roll against your elementalism. God damn.
No. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna.
You want to push it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
You will take Bane's in. I would say willpower. This is willpower.
Okay.
So push it. So give yourself 1 second before you roll. Give yourself scared. Your fire's not working. You're afraid. So give yourself a purple dot on your token. And go ahead and re-roll. You got it.
That gets it. 1d6.
Yep. 3. The fire immediately strikes both the material and the immaterial, doing full damage. You see it rip through, and its gaze is turning your way, Odon.
We must vanquish this thing before it slaughters us all.
Macander. Unless Aeodon, do you want to move?
No.
Okay. What would you like to do, Macander?
Standing back up.
All right. You're back up. Mace is still in this thing's hand. He got it back. But Baston distracted him.
That I will do the only thing I can do. I get really angry.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Yes. I love
What
it.
color is angry? Orange? Okay.
Orange. What is this? Is a power?
Yeah. So I'm turning myself angry so I get a boon on my dice roll.
Okay. Let's get
Against him.
That make it?
Yep.
All right. Give me the damage.
Oh man, yours doesn't cost your whole action? That's OP. Mine costs.
It does
my
give me
action.
an actual one of the things though.
Oh, you get an exhaustion?
Yeah.
Aw, lame.
All right. Your strike pierces his armor to actually get in at that material form. You strike at the muscle, and you see this sort of black ichor pour where blood would be. His gaze back to you. Everything on your turn, Macander, and I think it is its turn.
I also say bring it.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Aeodon is 1 to 3. Macander is 4 to 6. Oh, Macander. He loves you. That strike hurt him too much, so he is bringing down... Oh, he did that last time. He can't do 2 in a row. Something neat. A monster can never do the same power twice. He was going to do the cold strike again.
See?
5.
Didn't he hit me last time?
What do you mean? Yeah, he hit you. He got power strike again. It was the same thing. He would have hit you again.
Got it.
And he's just bouncing back to the cold. He continues to stare you down, with those terrifying eyes. And you just hear this horrible wheezing sound heard from the creature's throat as well. Another attempt for poison here. Wait, don't you already have this effect?
Yeah. Oh wait, I had to roll for that.
Would
didn't
it
I?
matter? Oh yeah, you had to roll. So you already have it. This is basically nothing. He's just continuing to stare you down.
Okay.
That's a gimme. That's good. Same person, same move. You already have it, but yeah, remember to roll con at the start of your turn to see if you can do anything. Best on.
Well, I rolled the con for that, and it seemed to work, so we're good. We don't have to
That's
judge
new
anything.
initiative.
New initiative. Thank you.
I'm going to use my fighter prowess to keep my card.
Okay. That would
I
be
like
best
that.
on.
Okay.
Oh, did you spend your point for keeping that card?
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm going to ask the party. I can hit this guy like a truck. Do we want me to keep disarming him, or at least attempting to disarm, or do you think I should switch to damage?
I don't know. Damage might not be terrible, just so we can damage him.
So, if I move, do I get an attack of opportunity?
He will get a free action against you. Yes. A free
Is there
attack.
is there any way to avoid that? Like a
The
5-foot
dodge.
step, or...
The dodge skill. So if you succeed on a dodge when he strikes at you, or if he strikes at you, you can get out of the way. I think, yeah, because it's interesting that you can't just take it. I think you have to get struck to move out of the way and succeed on a dodge.
And also have not done anything that turn, so you even can do that.
Right. So you're kind of trapped in melee unless you want to take that free strike.
Alex, what are you gonna do on your turn?
Probably have to just keep hitting him, because
Okay.
my character doesn't do a lot besides hitting and taking damage.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to attempt to hit him with the long spear. And
Okay.
I've got a boon for that.
You
so
do.
rolling with the boon. 5.
Ooh, very nice.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Give me the
This
demolish.
is piercing damage.
Okay, cool.
2d8 and 1d6.
Piercing damage. So here's a very interesting thing. He is wearing, technically, it is plate, but it falls into the class of. I'm gonna say in this situation because they haven't made anything for it. Falls into the class of chainmail. He's got chainmail in there. He will have 2 less. He will have 2 less armor.
Oh, for hitting him with piercing?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So that's 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Right. I did make a mistake here, so I'm going to undo that. 14. So he is taking total of 10 after armor, and that will be halved because of his form for a total of 5. It buries into him, and you can hear that wheezing sort of pick up from the strike as it buries deep into him like your sword going into thick dirt. And it just, yeah, you have all his focus. Those cold eyes are for you only right now.
Unsubscribe.
And let's see what that looks like. Oof.
Hold on a second. I get to move, right?
You get to move if you would like to move.
Okay. How... So, an attack would be like a free action, right?
Oh, for him, he would just get to do that. Yeah, he would get to swing at you if you moved away from him.
All right, he's already going to do that, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move.
Okay. Then he's going to do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Got it.
You're running away with the light?
There's light in that room you're in.
A little
It's
bit.
dim
Yeah.
light.
Okay, he's gonna make a strike against you. That will succeed, but it's just the base damage. So that will be 7 as the mace sweeps
All right.
across you.
All right. I have 2 HP left.
As you move towards the edge,
Actually, are they going to have light? Like
they
that's
are.
written?
I would say they do.
Okay.
I would give them light.
Because I could have the wherewithal to realize it's not a good idea. I could literally drop it as I'm running.
Okay, yeah, you want to
So-
drop it?
I could drop it right here, and they would still have light.
Okay,
So,
let me turn your bright light off. I gotta put a new light in. Give me just 1 second.
I am.
You want to drop it
taking
where you're standing, right there? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a little too bright. 1 second. Let me.
I am taking a bet and hoping that he cannot run as far as I can.
Well, we are in an enclosed area that I'm not sure how we're getting out of.
All right. It's you moved. That was your turn. It
Yeah.
struck, and now
Yep.
it is going to attempt to strike at Macander. Or well, I don't know what it's going to do. I actually have to roll for that. I would like everyone, save for Kyle, I think. Yes, save for Kyle. Aodon and Macander make a will save, or a roll against will. Aodon, remember you are rolling with a Bane. Yep.
A fail.
Wow, that's a 6.
You actually got it. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Only Macander fails here. So Macander, it lets out a horrible roar that shakes the chambers around you. Its decayed skull twists and churns, letting out this inhuman, horrific scream that cuts like a rusty blade through your soul. And that'll be just for Aodon, which is going to be... Aodon, roll a d8 for me.
Three.
You are panting. Aodon, the intense fear leaves you out of breath and you are exhausted. So go ahead and give yourself the green bubble.
I need all of the bubbles.
Give me all of them. Once you have all of them, just push every roll because it doesn't matter. Once you have all of them...
Once you have all of them?
Yes, you can keep pushing. But once you have all of them, you have no place to apply it. So
I assumed they would have made it so you can't
No,
push anymore
you
once
can
you run
keep
out.
you can keep pushing. It's kind of funny. I'll reread it, but I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, so that was everything that it did, and it is Macander's turn.
Oh no, it says you can't.
Oh, you can't keep pushing after it's filled?
Yeah.
Dang! Okay. Never mind. I'm wrong. But it is your turn, Macander. Give me that axe. Or something different if you want to check out the action cheat sheet.
There's
There
much
isn't.
else
There
in
is
the
not a lot.
action.
It's a pretty simple game.
I am still angry, so I'm gonna use my boon again. And I'm gonna hit him some more.
Does that also... So that you have a boon and a bane, correct? So that, they would cancel each other out, I believe. Because you're doing a
Okay.
strength roll, right? So it'd just be
Yeah.
a base roll. So that would have
So
just been a
doesn't
6.
matter.
Yep, you got it.
7 damage, so I might be doing damage.
A similar strike to before, as you meet with as much heft as possible. You think maybe you got something in there? It's like hitting a freaking tree that just won't go down. Aodon.
I want to cast a spell. I want to draw more
More power.
willpower.
You may choose to, and I believe it is an action. Let me confirm without any doubts that it is. Let me go down to magic. Yep, it is power from the body. Let me confirm that power from the body is...
I think we're gonna be new mummies for this cave. Since somebody destroyed the original mummies. I'm still assuming that that's what caused this.
It doesn't take an action. You can just do this. It doesn't say, yeah, the result in the... Yep. Yeah, you can just do this. It will not take up your action. You can draw from... So you pick a die. Could be a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, a D20. Just note, you're going to take that much damage. And if it does kill you, you get to cast your spell first. Or if it does drop you to 0.
I'm gonna take a D6.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D6. Nice! 6 willpower, but 6 damage, Aeodon.
Oh my god. We're back, baby.
You're back. So if you want to cast a spell, you can. Give you that level 3 fireball. And hope you make it.
No, I have something else.
Okay.
I'm going to create... How tall is the ceiling?
The ceiling is right here, 5 meters.
Okay. I'm going to cast Pillar underneath him.
Okay, well, let's see if it happens first before we get into it. You have to roll against your elementalism, and you do have to... How powerful is this going to be?
A level 2 spell.
A level 2 spell. Okay. So 4 points, and then roll against your elementalism. So we got to get under a 14. Nice, dude. Okay, this is a fun fucking spell.
What is he doing?
Pillar, the strongest spell in the game, in my opinion. It has the potential to do, in my opinion, the most damage. Okay, this is fun. This spell raises a pillar 3 meters high and 1 meter wide from the ground or a stone floor. If someone is standing in that spot, the victim must make a mobility roll to avoid falling off the pillar. If the pillar is created under a low ceiling and the mobility fails, the victim takes a D20 1d10 bludgeoning damage. For each additional power level, the height of the pillar is increased 3 meters, which can mean falling damage to anyone who falls off.
Okay, I guess I'll just do
No, do a level... No, do a level 2.
Okay.
If he falls, he'll take an extra 2d6 falling damage.
But is the ceiling...
The ceiling is 5 meters. So this would...
Oh, okay.
The way this works, on my head, is you're going to get the effect of the spell. You're smashing him into the ceiling. We'll see if it just pins him to the ceiling or if he falls off. So it can work. It can work exactly this way mechanically. So... You made the roll. Go ahead and roll a d10 because he's hitting the ceiling regardless. So he's taking that 4 immediately. Bam! Alright. And he is also... And that's full damage because it's not a weapon, I don't believe. Let me just check here really quick. Half damage from non-magical weapons. Yeah. So this is just, it's magic. So you slam, boom, this huge pillar of stone, and now he's got to make a mobility check to stay on, if I'm correct. So he's going to go for that. He succeeds. So he is just pinned to the top of the ceiling currently. He's still chilling here in this space, but he is up there. I will say he's also with 5 meters. Not to get busy with it. He's still within range of you, Machander. End of turn.
Yeah. That's all I can do.
Okay. All right. Death Knight's going to try to make a mobility check to get the fuck off of this thing just by moving off of it. So let's see how he does there. He succeeds, so he's going to land and only take half damage here as he falls. So he is only going to take 3. Okay. And he slams to the ground and on his feet and is going to... Because that was just his movement to get off. He had to make a mobility to not fuck himself up. He's going to reach a hand. He raises a hand and gestures towards you, Aeodon. Do you want to attempt to... do you want to attempt to dodge or parry?
Yeah.
Okay. You will spend your turn attempting to dodge or parry to no avail. This cannot be dodged or parried. So he is just going to slam this into you. That is going to be 2d4. I don't have any d4s, so I'm going to roll in chat. He does something similar to you that you've done to him. He puts you.
I'm down.
He puts you 6 meters into the air, and deals 6 points of damage. So you're just at 0. You're not down. So he puts a hand out, slams you into the ceiling for slamming him into the ceiling, and at the end of that, he looks at you, Makander, with that cold stare again after slamming Aodon into the ground, and he slams back to the ground, and he just looks at you as he grows darker and darker, dissipating into the wall behind you. Or behind him. You see the roots of that wall sort of curl over him, and he is gone. You can make a free strike if you'd like.
I will make a free strike. Because I'm angry.
Hey, that's a hit. Give me that damage.
I will get a perfect roll and actually do damage to him.
Damn. 10, and... Alright.
Oh, no. One.
Okay. Got it. Damage applied. You strike at him one angry last time as the wall consumes your foe. And you are left with the silence of this chamber. And Aodon, on the ground, barely clinging to life. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Alright. That was fun.
You got him under half HP, so he retreated. Good
Thank-
job.
I hope they put out another round of playtests.
Yes, I do as well. That played kind of fucking harsh, man. That was very harsh. I don't know if our rolls were that great, but, I mean, the game is not finished. They still have to go through it.
It might be balanced for more people.
I'm wondering if more people, because it said 3 to 5, and we were on the lesser end. I didn't adjust anything about them because everything you're fighting is a single monster, so there's nothing I can really adjust that much.
Yeah.
I can't like reduce. I mean, I could reduce HP. I think would have happened, but the rolls were still rough. But that was good information for me, and I appreciate y'all bearing through it. I did have fun. This was fun. The system is very harsh, but I think you might be right that more players could fix the problems, or make it at least a little less painful to bear. Trying to think. So something a mechanic that would have come in if we kept going. Aodon you can actually bring back up. If you hit 0, he can rally himself, or you guys can rally. It's a free action. You just have to succeed a persuasion, and he can keep fighting past 0. So he could keep playing past 0 if somebody makes a successful rally on him.
Okay.
But he would still be making death saving throws, which are exactly the same as D&D in this. But he would be making saving throws during that. So someone going down really doesn't mean they go down in this, because I think you can repeat.
I read
rally.
through the death stuff because I was so close to death for
Right.
a portion of this, and it looks like if you get 3 saving throws,
you come
get a
back.
D6.
You come back with a D6, and the rally. I think multiple people can try the rally. Let me look for it, because death doesn't quite mean death. Or dropping doesn't quite mean dropping.
tougher characters, it's pretty hard to fail a save because
Right.
it's your con.
Yeah, if you have a high con, like you and Kyle will not. Like, it would be really hard for Aodon to get back up with such a low con, but you guys could just get up and keep fighting. For all of your death saves. We forgot to apply your con every time you were rolling because you're poisoned. That's okay. I just want to look it up.
It would only have been the one time that I had to do it.
Right.
I missed.
What is it that I was just trying to look up? What was it? Fuck. Oh, rally. Can you multiple rally? Yeah. Another player persuades another character within 10 meters of earshot. Can persuade an ally to keep fighting despite being at 0 HP. This is a free action, but each person can only do it once per round. So this is absolutely something you can keep repeating.
You could also, looks like you can do a heal, get someone back up by an action.
Right. I can just imagine you guys bringing Aodon back up, and he's at 0. If you're at 0 and you're back up from a rally, can you just sacrifice all your body to gain willpower back in that moment, since you're already at 0 HP? I imagine you could, as long as you don't do enough damage to murder yourself in one. Because if you do enough damage to exceed your HP, you murder yourself in one.
Yeah, and I think that's why getting back up and down again would be deadly, because you just don't have a lot of HP.
Right. I mean, it's definitely beneficial to get rallied at 0 and keep fighting while you're making death saves. So I think most people would, but Aodon using his willpower suck power could be very dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's why I
At
only
0.
like even that 6 that was exactly what I wanted is dangerous
Right.
as fuck. 'Cause he killed me.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's the way I would call it. If you're down at 0 and you get rallied up, you could sacrifice your body for willpower as long as the roll doesn't exceed your max HP, and if it does, you're dead. You're full dead. And you could just get free willpower.
I like that idea that like you can like my biggest gripe with mages is that like, you know, I cast my spell, time for a short rest.
Right.
But it feels here you can keep going.
I like that you can dig it out. I like the monsters. I like using them. I feel I wish our rolls. I feel like our rolls did not reflect very well. We had some bad rolls for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that first fight was pretty rough.
We
That
only
first
had
fight
one
was
dragon
way
and
rougher than it was supposed to
multiple
be.
demon.
Yeah, like I ended up having to waste a lot of spell energy just to
They
fucking kill.
that was a messy encounter. We got the party split. You fell down a shaft, which was the worst thing to happen. Which I was just like, what do you want to do on natural one? You don't have to do anything, and you're like, I'll fall.
Well,
which is great. I loved it.
Happened.
Yeah, something. I would get it. I totally understand that.
I would also
I was getting
say
my
that
inspiration for the next time you're a DM.
Right, there you go.
I did not like how they did the defensive mechanics.
Yeah,
No,
it's a little like the dodge and parry where you have to guess, and it does just consume your whole turn.
I like that in theory. I think it's
Right.
cool to play a guessing game with what mechanics the boss is throwing at you
Right.
and rewarding you for reading the role play or the boss's like weapons
Right.
correctly. What I don't like is that you are giving up your whole ass turn to defend against one. If
Right.
the boss only had one in turn, that would be fine. But it looked like the bosses got multiple
Yeah, they have
actions on a
they have
turn.
a speed number, and that number is how many times they get to go.
And that's fine. But if you succeed on your dodge or whatever against a character, I feel like that should protect you
right?
for that round from that character.
I feel like that's nicer, because if you fail, okay, yeah, I lost my turn. I get hit, I lost my turn. If I succeed, it'd be nice to get my turn back.
Yeah.
My guess is that there will be some playtesting.
Yeah, they're still doing that.
Their Kickstarter ended, but that doesn't mean that they're.
Oh, it's still got 9
done.
days.
Yeah, that's just my feedback on how that felt as a player.
I would agree with you, and if I ran this, and they didn't do it, I feel like I would want to implement that rule.
Also, the additional punishment of you rolled a high initiative and you are being punished for that because that means you can't defend yourself.
With a high initiative, what do you mean?
So if you get a 1 on the initiative card,
Oh, okay.
you can go before everybody.
You can wait. You can choose to wait. You can give up your card to someone else.
Yeah, that's fine. Like there are things you can do about that, but if there's something you want to do and you go first, that means you cannot defend.
You cannot
yourself
defend
at all.
yourself. Exactly. That is true.
I feel like a better method would be you use your next turn. Like not so like if you're first, you can
Right.
attack, and you got advantage because you get to go first.
Right.
And then if you need to dodge or parry, you are sacrificing the next round that comes to you.
Yeah, that would be maybe interesting.
I don't know if I like that, mainly because this becomes a shittier option the more people you're playing with. Because, and I always feel this way about these games, anything that is removing a turn from you sucks.
Right.
Because you are essentially saying, I am going to be waiting for 5, 15,
for a really long time
30,
to play.
45 minutes to get to do something again.
It sucks to not like get to play. I honestly think a lot of people wouldn't take the parry or the dodge. I wonder if it's just a trap, like not a good mechanic.
Yeah,
I feel like the idea with it is that you're countering their move with your move.
That does happen with a parry. If you get a dragon on a parry, you get to do. That's
no, I'm saying like if you dodge or parry correctly, you've countered the move that they're presently doing. It's not that you're attacking back. Like their move doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But
so I guess
which would be fine if they only got one move, but they don't. They get probably
because we're dealing
2
with
or 3.
We're dealing with boss monsters in this pre-gen. It's just boss monster.
Yeah, so like I could understand if you took dodging as like, all right, you take the dodge action, your next roll has a bane on it because you've like okay, I'm actively getting out of the way or dodging.
Right.
And I'm at still recovering from blocking.
Right. That makes sense.
But at the same time, if you have a class that's like, okay, you're a rogue, right? Well, when you dodge, you don't have to take the bane or whatever.
The problem is that dodge in this isn't decrease their chance of hitting you. It's
no
counter.
No hit.
It's a no hit.
Yeah, if you dodge or parry, so the parry is worse than the dodge. The dodge is they don't hit you and you get to move a square. The parry is it deals damage to your weapon versus its durability, and then it works like armor, basically, like extra armor. It goes through the durability and then to you to reduce damage, and you can do that with a weapon or a shield. And I think it's kind of weird. My first reading of the rules where it was like, oh, no monster attacks can be parried unless it specifies, and there was a weapon attack in there that could be parried. It was the mace, but all monster attacks can be dodged unless specified. So it's a little funny. So I think you guys are right, because I felt the same way reading through it, that the parry and dodge mechanics need some help. They're not as clean as I think they could be, and I agree with Kyle. Fully losing your turn sucks. At the very least, being able to get your turn back if you succeeds makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That would be at least a little less punishing. But I appreciate you guys running through that with me. I did have fun just hanging out with y'all. Sorry that it was a mechanical difficulty for sure, but I always have a good time playing games with you guys. So
yeah, I'd be interested to see the full
Same.
when it gets released.
Same.
Yeah, I definitely want to be trying out further playtests. So if you want to run this again when they drop more stuff, I would be game.
I plan on backing, so I think I will playtest it again. It is a one-shot game. I listened to a recent interview that they're building it to be like 1 or 2 shots. Like that's how it's kind of built around. So it's something we could fish in the future when they make some changes to it. So that'll be interesting. But I'm going to close the stream. Thank y'all at YouTube for watching. Sorry, no cameras. Just forgot to even turn them on, but just the game. But all cool. See you next time. Bye.